Yes.
And we're live. Hello and welcome everyone to Innistrad, Fang and Shadow. I am here and I am excited. We have 3 more episodes, including tonight, so things are gonna get crazy. Not that they haven't already, but they're just going to continue on that path. So we're gonna go around. We're gonna say who we are and who we're playing. I'm going to start with myself, because I'm already talking, and then I can write the tweet while everyone else is talking. So I'm Lindy, and I will be playing Octavia Stormkirk? Question mark? Because there's some crises of identities at the moment for certain people, including my character, whose eyes have changed color. It's very disconcerting for her, but you know, she's got love, so it's fine. Someone who's, uh, I don't know if I can, all out of love, so lost without the group. Felsic, D20 coup de grace, how are you?
Oh, very good, very good. Yes, I'm playing Felsic. I'm D20 Good and I'm playing Felsic, the reborn warlock, and I'm suffering from no identity issues. All my identities are just fine.
Oh, that's very good. I'm sure you don't have to worry about identity theft either. Someone who is pretty secure in their identity, I hope, is Shiny Pilot. How are you?
Yes, very secure. I'm playing Wolfric the werewolf, and he's a man on a mission. Mission to bring good things to the people he cares about, and yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen tonight.
Who knows what's going to happen tonight? Certainly not deception check. How are you? If you did
Yes,
know,
I
I'd
am.
say it's a lie.
I am completely out of it. I have no idea what's going on. I just know that I am deception check playing Arana Suadrana. He's a Hexblood druid, who is just trying to figure out why he's stuck with these people.
Someone who's stuck with me at least because we're dating in game. Nugatosaurus, how are you?
I'm doing great, and I'd be stuck with you any day.
Aw,
Gladly.
shucks.
I'm Nugatosaurus. You're very welcome. I'm Nugatosaurus. I'm playing Deknari, the Asimar monk, who kind of had a moment at the end of the last session, and I'm interested to see what happens now.
You know, I think I am as well, so I will hand it over to our game master. Hope Worldbuild, how are you this evening?
I'm doing quite fine. 3 more episodes. And for all who have known my work, it means everything goes off the rails now. So, quick recap for those of you who may be new joining us. We are in Innistrad, a realm of gothic mists and vampires, werewolves, superstition. A land that has not too long ago experienced a great calamity. A land that has a lot of history, a lot of strange religions, practices, and cultures. And this intrepid group has been brought together by quests of proving themselves, seeking out vampires of different sorts, and whether to kill them or just check in. And have had a series of unfortunate events happen from there, where now they have been wished away by some dark and terrible power far from their destination, which was to the home of the Stormkirk clan. And in their travels, they may have unleashed a demon of horrific power, stolen books that detailed the rise of a forgotten god. May be, someone's angelic bloodlines trying to manifest in a time of great need. And, machinations of planeswalkers are a terrible thing, especially when you're not one of them. And Well, then there's those that are tied to the old ways. The last line of defense against that which would try and ruin all. And it's on that note that we find Deknari in a bit of a pickle. A bit of an aerial pickle. As the rest of our group is crossed paths with an innkeeper now for the second time, who upon sight of them just went, "That's it, I'm done, out of here," and just left.
Len, so weird. Been nothing but friendly.
Some people have a very strong survival instinct. But folks were made themselves at home, might as well. And we're relaxing with baths, maybe taking a Felzik to try and summon their familiar again. Or we're, having a nice read, relaxation, maybe smoking a pipe, getting into the larder and eating anything that wasn't nailed down. And then Dad was exploring things, and now the roof has been blown off and a section of this inn, and Deck has manifested full wings and a halo and is flying in the night sky where a number of individuals can see. But not everyone knows that is Deknari and doesn't know necessarily what caused the big boom. So, Octavia, when last we left off, you were relaxing in a bath.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and then there was a large boom, perhaps coming from the direction of the bedroom that Deck and I were.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm out of the bathtub.
Okay.
Water dripping down the hall as I run towards the bedroom. There's no time for towels.
No time for towels is
No.
an excellent subheading for today. And you open up the room and you see that the roof is gone over this bedroom, and you look up to the sky and you see Deknari's form changed. Massive skeletal wings, a black halo, and her hanging in the air in the dark night.
Yeah, no, I'm going up to meet her, make sure everything's okay. So bats! Summon my bats, and they lift me up to fly up to my girlfriend. Mark a use of bats.
If there was ever a piece of fan art that I wanted, it's this moment right now.
Mm-hmm.
Where we have these two silhouetted against the moon, Deck in all of their dark angelic glory, and Octavia artfully and tastefully placed bats.
Yes.
Dragging her up to meet her
bat
love.
Sensors.
These two's hair like hanging and wafting in the breeze of a dark night. And so yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll. You get to her.
I don't know what happened.
Are you all right, my love?
I'm fine.
Okay,
I'm apparently.
I'll grab your hands.
Yeah, because I'm just like slowly like wafting to the ground. Because monks, slow fall, that's a thing.
Yes, I'll help. We'll slowly float, fly back down.
I was in the room and I was thinking about it, and I just kind of focused.
And this happened.
From
focusing. Do you manifest all of this? You have a halo, my darling.
What?
My sweet, you have a halo. It is.
I'm gonna like
black. It's dark.
You put your hands up, and there is resistance, and it is cold, terribly cold to the touch.
I have a halo.
You have a halo.
the
We used to
fuck?
make jokes that you didn't have one, but now we can't do that anymore.
Now, because I have one,
You
apparently.
do, yes. Let's keep getting down to the ground. You concentrated, thought about this, manifested it. Do you think if you concentrated the other way, you could unmanifest? Not that I'm saying you have to. This is your new look. I am here for it. I support you. I will always love you. But if you
Thank
want to return to how you looked before, perhaps concentrating on not.
Being like this.
Yes.
That's probably a good idea because we're in a very human place right now.
We are in a. Although, humans don't hate angels. Although you are very specific.
Yeah, I don't think they'd
aesthetic
be
at the moment.
very appreciative of skeleton.
You are like a
wing.
hot dark angel. Yes.
Well, thank you.
Quick intrusion on history. There's one angel that the humans don't hate.
Mm.
One.
One. Okay.
Because they remember the purge.
Yeah.
Because
Yes,
a number
we-
of choirs of angels saw humanity as nothing but failing and must be cleansed. And there was a great cleansing.
Oh well. Yes, we should probably unmanifest. I mean, you look divine, heavenly,
That's.
amazing.
I don't know if skeletal wings are heavenly, but
Well, I'm just trying to think of the most positive descriptors I can because
I appreciate it.
And
Like,
as you
yeah.
hit the bedroom, we're gonna cut to another location across Innistrad. As up on a hill, not too
like
far
some
away.
vampire out there with binoculars going, huh.
No. Spyglass.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Takes out a sending stone. Yes, Your Grace. They're here. Yes, I believe she is ready. We cut back to Aranis. There was this great thunderous clatter.
Yes, I just now had gotten comfortable in the
Sorry.
root cellar, and was just kind of reconnected with nature when that went on. So I come bursting out of the root cellar, which I believe probably has access from the outside.
Mhm.
So I probably would have slid out of the looking
Went
around to see,
outside and then been like,
and look up and see the girls
Yeah.
and the destruction. I'm sure there's just like splinters of.
There is shingles, wood, like
Okay.
entire beams that have been, turned to splinters. It's
So-
everywhere.
I look. So are we leaving, or is this just a thing you do?
I imagine this is like as we're just almost
Yeah.
below the roof line, like, and I look, I'm like, we should probably tell them now.
Yeah, probably.
This is new. Can we talk inside? I'll get clothes.
Oh, is it still safe inside?
Only the roof
Destroyed,
of
but
our
safe.
room is fucked.
All right, I'll be right in.
All right, darling, are you all right if I leave you for? I'm not leaving you. Come, let's get my clothes.
Heads inside
I'm not leaving you for a second.
and looks for a large bottle of something to drink from behind the bar.
We're going to roll the happy sad die.
Yeah, and if you were looking
He
closely,
just ran. There should be a large bottle of something good back there.
Oh, there is.
Okay.
I have news. You find a magnum-sized bottle of something clear
Hmm.
that doesn't have much in the way of bubbles.
When I shake it, does
Moonshine.
one bubble appear?
And quickly disappears.
Perfect. Sits
And
down, grabs
I
a
know
glass.
Aranis has a good passive perception. Octavia does not wear her glasses in the bath, so you would have seen the eye color shift as well, probably, if you were close enough.
Well, I believe you probably would have been backlit by the moon. It would have been hard to see
Okay,
your eyes.
sure.
I'll give you a little bit more leeway on that one.
Sure.
Because I mean, I'm just imagining for cinematic
Although we're
effect,
probably going to come clean with
you
that
were
as well.
backlit by the moon
We
as you were coming
backlit. It
down.
was
So
majestic.
And all the tasteful bats.
Yes.
Oh,
So many tasteful bats.
yes, I saw nothing. I'm a tree. What does it matter?
Bats.
So
Thank you, Patrick.
so yes, I'm inside drinking moonshine.
Right.
2-finger glass.
We'll come downstairs in 5 minutes.
It was the super happy face, so this tastes like apple pie.
Oh,
It
it's
has
apple
next to
pie
no bird.
moonshine. Oh, that's
Good
good
shit.
moonshine.
Oh, this is dangerous. This is the most dangerous drink I could have right now.
This is the one where you decide that you want to get up from your chair. It's going to tell you no.
Yep.
Oh,
He sits down by the fire, 2-finger sniffer, and just gotta wait
We
for the
come back
story.
downstairs. An arm.
Elzik, what are you doing? How are you feeling?
Felsic felt quite disturbed when there was a sudden explosion outside, but he told them to shut up. And he was trying to concentrate. And then it was rather quiet from there. And he just
Going to continue your constitutional and try and resummon your familiar again.
Look, Felsic is bound and determined to have his BFF Cretan around, and I'm here for it.
look, every moment I can have with him.
Short moments.
Fleeting moments. That's all we have in life, isn't it?
Oh, precious.
So, you two ladies eventually venture down, see Aranis sitting with 2 fingers of something very clear, and just relaxing and waiting by the fire.
Just smiling. This is really good.
Good, wonderful. And I'll pull out a
So-
chair for Deck.
I'll pull out a chair for you, and then I guess we both sit at the
We'll
same
sit.
time.
How bad is it?
Do you want to start first, my dear, or shall I? Because we both have things going on.
I didn't notice any feathers on those particular wings, so I'm imagining
No.
we're on a different team right now.
I don't know. This has never happened before.
Ever.
Ever.
Weren't you an angel before?
Not in any memories I have.
Oh, all right.
I was born humanoid. I don't know.
Just angelic lineage.
Yeah.
Oh, all right,
Yeah.
man. Either way.
So back in that house that we all met in,
Mm-hmm.
right? There was that room with the door, and
Yes.
I had that vision, right? You remember that? Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I've been having that dream. I've had it like 2 or 3 times now. And then the other day, no, I think it was actually earlier today. I'm pretty sure it was earlier today when we were, just randomly in that abbey. Just, trick of the light. I thought these, I haven't put them away yet. I thought these were, just phantom manifestation things. I don't know. It happened twice and then it hadn't happened since. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then we got here and I thought about it and concentrated on it when I was in my room. And this happened. That's
Points
all
at
I know.
Halo.
Yeah, I noticed that's black as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
apparently.
And then so that's Dex half of things, and then mine's not as nearly as troublesome as Dex, I don't think. Hopefully, she's such a snack, and
Can
occasionally
we please
a
just
snack.
focus on
But sometimes
a disaster
I get
ahead.
thirsty. I remember I told you it had been about 3 days since we had camped in the woods because I was feeling a bit thirsty.
Right.
I slaked a bit of that thirst on my delightful, wonderful love of my life,
Mhm.
as I
Is that
sometimes
common?
do.
Do you do that regularly?
Oh yes,
Yes.
I have been for the past decade.
Mhm.
Except there was a different effect this time.
Takes a big draw from the glass. So you're Markov.
I'm wondering. Creepy Dream Man said I was Octavia Markov. I've got white hair and now these eyes. Though I
Was
am
the-
positive my father is a Stormcook, so I'm
Are you sure?
positive. I mean,
Is it possible you were adopted?
I don't think my father would be in as nearly much trouble as he is if he adopted me. Although Deck did say when she was in that weird cabin with that strange vampire man who lied about what clan he was from, that there was a painting of a woman who looked like the sister of the person who had abducted her. Right?
No,
no.
the portrait you have of your mother
Oh, that's right.
looks almost
That's what it was,
exactly
that's
like
what it was.
the guy.
Yes, and I'll pull out my tiny secret.
So she's
All right.
pretty much almost definitely 100% a Markov.
So you're associated with the Markovs. You're an angel,
I don't know.
devil,
Something.
Dark
Dangel?
angel. A dangel, maybe.
a angel.
Something.
Crossbreed, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe that explains why everyone's so interested in taking her.
Huh?
Don't know. I mean, I thought they were just jealous.
Well, I mean that same your supposed oh shit.
You're right there. I'm the one drinking.
Yeah,
what are
I'm
you
dropping.
doing falling
We
off
should
your
be
place?
drinking.
I just
as
accidentally
well.
kicked.
Here,
I kicked
here,
that
passes the
ottoman,
magnum
yes.
over. Just no, this is very good. Try it.
Yeah.
Don't drink too
You'll-
much of it. Promise me that it will not be good.
Fair. Your distant relation did say repeatedly that I wasn't ready.
You weren't ready.
This feels ready.
What, are you like a late bloomer or something? Is this like
I
I mean,
don't
is
know.
this like a turkey's not done?
I don't have
ready?
any siblings. I don't know if this is common in my family line or
what
I knew my
about your
parents barely.
Barely, that's right. Well, if you're ready or done or fully cooked, they can't have you. You're mine. I'm sorry.
Yes, I don't want to go. I don't like being
Good.
kidnapped.
They seem to have a way of finding us.
They do.
Uncanny.
So how are we going to?
I
keep-
blame the werewolf. You can smell him from a mile away.
Where is he?
Smells like wet dog all
Oh,
the time.
he stepped away for a moment. Something about a late shift, late comer or something. Like, I don't know. He was talking
the
odd
moon
speak,
Did
They-
it
they-
full?
There are sounds of
howling at the moon.
no, of meat being torn from bone
Oh,
and bone being crunched out towards the kitchen.
Mm.
he's busy.
Is Felzik taking a Felzik?
He's having a fel. I'd had about half a Felzik in the bath before, so
Fair.
Should be about done.
Should be yes.
I
Give
have
me-
that.
Give me a moment, and I'm
I-
gonna concentrate and see if I can put this away.
And you concentrate and things just sort of fade away into mist.
Okay.
Right, that worked.
Yeah.
It worked. Good
It
job.
did
I
work.
don't know
Very
if that
proud
was
of you.
more disconcerting.
I don't feel anything. I think everything's gone.
I don't feel anything either.
Look, just leans out of the chair and stares really close, like I can't see anything. I mean, they look very stylish for your attire. I mean,
Right? They fit.
they
Your
do.
aesthetic. Mhm.
They do.
But I'm a little concerned.
I'm very concerned.
And then from upstairs, I have returned, master.
And a second explosion immediately after.
Not yet.
Okay.
It's good you have returned. Hug.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Now, Time to party.
Party master?
Yes, me and you.
Oh, okay.
All right. And I'm gonna open the door, go outside, and why are you naked?
I'm not naked anymore.
No, they got clothes.
All right.
You do see different colored eyes though, because I have my glasses down at the moment.
Oh, it appears you burst a blood vessel in your eye.
Ah, yes, that's definite. That's not what happened, Felzik. We're having identity crises, but it's fine.
Felsic, do you need to catch up? Octavius a Markov.
I have my own.
Deknari is an angel.
Hmm.
I'm trying to get drunk at this point, and
Part of the roof is blasted off of the inn because
yes, and Wolfric is eating
because
a
a
lot.
very powerful hot angel.
That's what-
Dark Angel, Black Halo. You
Oh,
haven't heard
wait.
anything about some of the Black Halo. You know a lot of obscure things, Felzik.
Master, we might want to run away from the angel.
Okay,
Yes.
I have to go.
You don't plan on harming Cretan, do you, Deck?
No?
Cretan,
I don't
Deck
think I
isn't
can
planning
even
on
see it.
harming you.
Felsic, grab a glass. Let me pour you
Eat.
some.
No,
I pour him a
no offense,
large-
but
Glass.
Moonshine. The vicinity.
locked
of
away
horrible
choir
to
of angel is usually a bad sign, and I have already died so many times within the past week. I don't want to die again.
That's fair.
You're not going to kill my little Cretan, are you?
I'm not gonna kill anybody.
Well,
You'll be fine, Cretan. Look,
Just
relax. Have a glass.
it's moonshine, Cretan.
Tastes like apple pie.
gets like a thimble. This is good. And then falls over.
Dies of alcohol poisoning.
He's a lightweight. Look at him. Oh, I hope it isn't enough to kill him. Ah, he's still there. He's fine.
He's snoring on the table.
Oh, that's a good Cretan. Give him a little pat.
I would like to point out that we should probably leave.
I just got here, and it has such a nice root cellar.
Yeah.
He didn't say to run, but he said to run from you.
Well, did you not hear that explosion?
Yes,
Yes.
about that. Is that going to happen every time you transform?
I have no idea.
We could try it again and see before we leave.
Not here. This is a very comfortable room. It's still very comfortable. Can we do that outside?
Upstairs or outside, yes.
I can go outside and
We
try
could
again.
try. Maybe not right this instant. Wolfric, are you done?
I'm
Are you
I'm
sated
Wolfric.
enough?
Wolfric has sated. What explosion? Because he would have heard this.
You were in a
This might
feed
have
frenzy.
busted
It's
your
okay.
eardrums.
Oh, I was rage eating. Okay, cool.
You
Oh,
were raging.
yeah,
Yeah.
You found the side of beef. There was an explosion, but you decided to finish your side of beef.
More important. It's true.
Wolfric. So tempted to be like, here, boy.
I think Wolfric would kind of just appear if you guys are downstairs.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
downstairs.
You just
having
hear him coming down
moonshine.
the stairs, licking his fingers. Mm.
There's some things we need to tell you, perhaps. Deck manifested bone wings and a dark halo and was in the sky, blew off the roof of our room.
Cursed.
Apparently, I'm cursed, according to the imp.
Mm.
Forbidden
Cursed
choir.
angel.
Forbidden choir.
Is he saying forbidden choir?
Yes.
I believe that
is
is.
that ringing any bells?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Does
But
not
also, what's a
mean
forbidden choir?
Phone call is here.
a phone call.
Okay. That's funny because that's also my husband's
Yes.
ringtone.
Felsic, do you know what a forbidden choir is? Again, you know weird, obscure things, so that's why I ask you.
Well, let's see here.
Or perhaps Cretan might know more. Cretan, could you expand upon the forbidden choir?
Yes,
What?
master.
What's the Forbidden Choir?
Inquire. Angel that sided with one of the greater demons before the entire, unpleasantness, and then was locked away somewhere. I'm tired.
I think we're going to have to ask Cretan more about this later.
Right.
He's tired.
Well,
Did one of
Cretan-
your parents perhaps side with, someone, say, Bob? Or a Bob-like creature during the havoc that happened?
God, is she Bob Light?
oh, gross. I don't know.
Do you have any
I
other
have-
powers? Like, can you smite us or something?
No?
Terrible club.
Try smiting Cretan. See what happens.
No,
not gonna
we
smite
promised
the imp.
Cretan we weren't going to smite him.
Well, if you can't do it, nothing will happen. If you can do it, it'll be a glorious way to send him back to hell.
How about the next person who tries to kidnap me, I will attempt to smite
That's
them.
a valid, yes.
Yes, but you'll waste time. If they're trying to kidnap you, you need to use something effective at the time. If you're trying to go, I'm smiting you, and nothing happens, you'll
My
just
fists are very effective.
They're very, yes,
You've been
they are.
kidnapped how
They
many
sure
times now?
are.
I'm glad I was talking during that particular comment. I'm going to drink a little bit more whiskey, moonshine here. So you two, get it out of your system, please.
It's never out of
Oh,
our
it's
system.
never out of the system.
Um,
But
Also, and feels like apparently I'm at least half Markov.
yes, there's also that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
Cretan's eye just opens slightly. 100%. Okay.
100%?
How does the drunk imp know more than we do?
And in hell, lots.
Is that really very surprising?
It's very
No,
fair. It's a very
hell,
talkative.
hell is full of
asleep drunk.
gossips, I hear.
Right. You know how many imps are down there?
Do you know how many demon parties there are in hell?
Oh, the parties are awful.
Ugh.
Less
No
the demons have to do all the work.
Mm.
All right. What do you mean 100%, Cretan?
You're a Markov.
I look at Dirk. Like, is my whole life a lie?
How do you know this? Cretan?
Wolfric!
Smells
I
like
need-
Markov. Air tastes like Markov. Is Markov.
Yes, I
Also
need-
makes sense since you were found in a Markov manor. That's when you came to.
Mhm.
Wolfric,
Yes.
this is going to be a very odd request. Have you ever smelled a Markov before?
Well, actually, would Wolfric up in his mountain home?
No.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know enough about the creatures. Then no.
Right. You said you smelled some Runo Stormkirk on me when we met. Do you still smell that? Weird question. I never would have thought I was ever ask a werewolf.
Yes.
So it still smells like
Just a
Kind-
little.
kind of
So
squint.
Felsic smells more of.
Oh God. Okay. Wolfric
Do I
would
smell more or less than when we first met?
You smell thinned out,
Okay.
stronger with Felsic.
I'm sorry. What?
Felsic, you hiding who you are.
Not that I know of.
It's here.
I'm just gonna say that the phone call sound is just Cretan farting. Um,
I don't want to discuss this with you now, Wolfric. We'll talk about it later.
Wow,
Oh,
Felsic, you no need to be rude. We're
Wow.
all in the same
We're all
Trouble
very
here.
confused.
Yes, and you keep having dreams about some place in Stygia, further up a castle.
Stantia. There's no
Stantia.
Stygia.
I don't know why I said Stygia. I'm thinking of a different game. I think.
It's not a dream. Well, I
Vision?
first saw it in that magic book, when your family member was trying to possess me.
Yes.
And then I saw it in a dream after that.
All right.
I also keep seeing the moon breaking up.
That doesn't
it-
sound good.
Right, and I already mentioned that that's a prison for a great
Prison.
evil or creature
Some-
of some sort.
I wouldn't know anything about that. I pull out the book and start reading.
What are you reading, Felsic? We're talking
Good.
about important things.
The words make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a wisdom save, please.
Uh-huh. Oh shit.
What was that?
11. Oh, the roll was 4.
Mhm.
Oh, there's 11 total.
11 total.
I don't think there's anything I can do to change my fate at this point.
You.
Give in to it.
So, I have news. What's your influence level at this point? 3 currently?
I believe it was 5.
Let me double check here.
Yeah, it's high. It's pretty high for Felzik. I'm the one with
Yeah.
has a lower.
Yeah, what's your influence level? Because that determines the die I get to roll now.
I think it was.
You were like 5 or 6 when last I.
Yeah,
Yeah, it might be 6 now, but you were 5.
Influence 6. It's 6.
Oh,
6! Okay! Hello, D12.
Oh no.
There's always a chance it can roll 1.
Mm. Not in this game.
So your influence level is now 13.
Oh, God.
It's a nice book.
So a number of things are going to happen now.
Uh-oh.
Felzik sprout tentacles.
Not Felzik. So Cretan begins mutating.
Huh.
It looks quite painful.
Oh no. At least he's wasted. Maybe he doesn't feel it as much.
Is he still invisible or can we see him?
He's not visible right now, but
Okay.
when he transforms, he will be. Fully. So when the transformation finally completes, there is not an imp per se. It looks more like some form of demonic crap.
Oh, I was gonna say an imptopus, but no. Okay.
No.
More
More
like
more
a crab.
crabby. It's
Okay.
like it multiple legs, still 2 vestigial wings, horns coming out towards like right behind the eye stalks. But 4 sets of like the pinchy claws. Yeah.
Cretan,
What is that?
this is not what I thought you looked like.
None of you can understand Cretan except for Felzik.
Oh no.
Which Felzik, you hear Cretan's voice perfectly, and he's going, "That sucks. That hurt. Oh,
Oh,
new boss now. Okay, want to go to sleep again."
Boss.
yes. Go ahead and go back to bed, Cretan. He's had a.
And the crab just kind of like tucks itself in on the table.
Felzik, you understood that?
Oh, yes.
What was that language?
Does anyone have deep speech?
I don't think so.
Nope.
No.
I don't think so. Oh, you do. You know it fluently,
Oh no.
forwards and backwards. Also, for no apparent reason, Felzik, you could also know Aboleth.
Oh.
Okay. Very good.
Mhm.
Very good.
I also have other important news, Felzik. You just gain a level,
Okay.
but it's not warlock.
Also okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So my good friend Felzik, our bestest friend,
Yeah.
Felzik,
Great.
you get a level in Aberrant Mind Sorcerer.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and take whatever you want with it, but you just get that level.
Okay.
And then the next thing happens, which is
You gotta go down the list. You just
what's-
rolled so many.
what's everyone's passive perceptions real quick?
19.
20.
16.
13.
So Uranus, you're the only one who sees what is going to happen.
Oh, good.
No.
As our burlap friend
Oh.
appears from behind the counter with somehow a heavy crossbow and fires it at Felzik. Crit!
Oh
Oh no.
Is there any way I might react since I see this happening?
If you have something that can happen at reaction speed, sure.
No, then. Fair enough.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. So, Felzik, you take 12 damage as a heavy crossbow bolt embeds itself at the base of your neck.
Oh.
no. Oh. Ah!
Your friend's back.
It's the
Takes a-
Burlap Menace again!
Takes a sip
It's
of
that
more-
burlap
more
menace
blood.
again.
Okay.
Does it run away?
Oh yes, quickly.
What just happened?
Also, the on
It says
the bolt. Oh, it not once. It's now much more manic in that it's like thief, Felzik, thief, all over.
Felzik,
Yes.
I think it might be best for your health if you attempt to return the doll to Lind.
Wouldn't he have to catch it first?
Or get close to Lind's proximity at least.
Or admit that you're a thief, you took it, and release it back to its master.
Something.
I will return her lost property.
That you stole.
Stolen property.
Say the words, Felzik.
The words fell sick.
Takes a long pull off his glass.
It's real good.
Wolfric squints eyes.
The only good thing here right now.
If only I had like suggestion or charm. I don't. I'm a ranger.
Oh. Does anyone else feel funny besides getting a bolt in the back of their neck?
Because Felzik's being stubborn, and I know how much he enjoys it, I provide him with a little bit of healing.
Oh no.
Oh, shit.
Is it the tingly kind?
It's the tingly kind.
Delightful.
Just one. Just a single one, a D6. I'll roll it for you. Here you go. Yeah, 3 healing.
Okay.
Just
So as the wound on the back of your neck slightly closes, it also bubbles and hisses. And now now Wolfric, he smells a lot more like Bruno. Much more.
Oh, yes.
Can't see what's going on though. He just smells stronger now, though, right?
Yeah.
I imagine Uranus hears the bubble and hissing when he healed, and he kind of smiles a little bit at that as he's drinking his moonshine.
Ugh.
So sick.
It's supposed to make you feel better. Why do you feel worse?
He smells.
Oh yes, no. He spends a lot of time in the privy.
Mm. He smells more like Runo.
Really?
Stronger.
He's been with us the entire time. How can he smell of Runo?
The only thing Felsic has done since the last time Wulfric smelled him was get shot with a crossbow and read that damn book.
Something is amiss. I would have smelled you sooner if you smelled like that.
A lot of things are amiss.
Oh, so you're saying he read the book and now he smells more of Runo?
Can Wulfric smell the book? Go up and like sniff the pages?
Oh, by all means, please.
It's gonna burn his nose. All right, Wulfric will.
So go ahead and roll me
Uranus
a
kind of
perception-
grabs
an
Wulfric's,
investigation check, please.
Investigation. Okay.
Wulfric can kind of grab. Like, I wouldn't get very close to that book if it's making Felsic smell of Bruno.
That's fine.
No. Sniff, sniff, sniff. 16 for investigation.
I doubt he could read it anyway.
We're going to roll the die.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. And just like that, all of Wulfric's sense of smell is gone.
Super angry face. Okay.
Oh, goes on fun.
Oh, no.
I have news.
Huh?
So, yes, the book smells of Runo. And then, Wulfric, you experience something you haven't had since you first went your first like major trial of coming of age, as you are bombarded by visions.
Eyes roll back.
Yeah, and so you actually like see Runo.
He starts frothing
and
salivating at the mouth like he's right there.
Yeah, no, you see Runo, but you also see more of that strange architecture that you saw over at Jaleva's. You see the very same book, but also you get a clearer look at some of the architecture that looks more, it has more of a tentacle motif. And as you were experiencing this, fun times, both Octavia and Felsic, your eyes roll into the back of your head, and in unison you begin to just chant, Kothus, Kothus.
Oh.
He rises, Kothus.
So wonderful.
And then when Wulfric comes to, so do the two of you, and it's like, Wulfric, you still remember the vision, but for Octavia and Felsic, you don't remember chanting at all.
Okay. Sure, that's really disconcerting for Jack and Uranus at the table.
Did you see that?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Wulfric
Has that happened before?
licks his lips a
What's
little
happened
bit.
before?
Book is Runo.
Wulfric went a little whatever, and you two started chanting
I'm sorry. Felsic and I started chanting.
at the exact
Yeah.
same time.
The
Eyes in
same
the back
thing?
of head. Same
Yes.
thing. Something about somebody rising.
Book is not good.
New boss is coming too.
Uh-oh.
What is creature saying?
Yes, Felsic, what does Cretan say?
New boss is coming, is what
New
he said.
boss.
What does that mean?
You know, Dick, that idea you had earlier of us leaving, I think that's a grand plan.
We
I don't
probably
think
should
it
have left
matters
an
if
hour
we're bringing
ago.
both of you with us because both of you are part of the problem. It seems.
Agreed.
Are you like a worshiper of something we don't know?
No! Although
Yeah.
I am distantly related to Bruno, I suppose. Technically, maybe a little bit.
But to
Less
stop
now?
and start chanting? Like, she just grew wings and a halo. You're chanting evil creature things with Felsic, and we have Cretan's a crab.
Crapton?
Book is dangerous. Something's
always been-
coming.
I don't
think-
think so.
I think it's time to get rid of the book. Pelsic.
Agreed.
Felsic, that sounds like the worst thing you could do at this point.
Possible. I'm just on the cusp of learning its secrets.
Octavia has an idea. This might be a terrible idea. She
Go
has an
on.
idea. She's going to say quite loudly and quite indignantly. But Felsic, we know you stole that book too. Try to get Burlap Friend maybe in taking the destroying.
Are you trying to will the doll to appear?
Yes. I believe that's what she said.
Not necessarily right now, just to give the put the idea in the doll's head that
There's a very specific question I am asking, and I need an answer.
you know
All
what?
powers action go now.
Are you
Okay,
trying to
why
will
not?
the doll to
Let's
appear?
have the just be like, you know, because the doll's stolen this book. Maybe we could just, you know. This is I know. I'm sorry, Trip. I'm sorry. Felsic.
Things happen.
Oh no.
We do not know how. We do not know. Well, we have an idea of why, but we do not know how. As a harpoon launches itself through the window and into the book, Felsic, I would like you to give me an athletics check, please.
Yeah, I don't want that. Athletics,
Yes.
not my best.
Hoping the harpoon maybe it hurts the book a lot.
Oh, 6.
The book gets reeled out through the window.
No!
You head out and you see the Burlap Menace has the book over its head and it's running.
Come back here, you thief! Yeah.
What are the rest of you doing?
What is happening?
Did Felsic go through the window or out the door?
Tiny
door.
harpoon.
Felsic?
Well,
Did you go through the window or the door?
whatever the fastest way the book was.
That would have been the window.
The window then it. Yep.
Yep, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Wolfric will go to the window just to watch.
Ronus pours another 2 fingers of moonshine.
I like hold my hand out for the bottle.
It just passes the magnum across.
Maybe if we destroy the
Please
book,
make me a
everything will be fine.
Constitution saving throw deck.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Instant explosive wings.
That's a
6. For those of you who may enjoy the former AMC series Preacher, you will see something similar here as Deck takes a swig of the bottle, sets it down, like looks, sounds, feels fine, feels great, and then just face plants on the table.
I did say to be careful with this. Sorry, Octavia.
It's fine. Just don't let her out of your sight, and I'm going for the door.
Okay.
To
All right.
keep an eye on things.
Yeah,
So,
Wolfric's at the
Felsic, are you
window.
chasing after your burlap friend?
The Burlap Menace.
Yes. The book compels.
I want you to give me another athletics check,
The cultish
as we're
book
now in a
compels you.
chase.
All right. Athletics check.
Yep.
Can I
Ah.
chase after Felsic? Can I just like keep up?
Can I just like be better than a little doll? No. I'm not good at running.
You are
12.
really bad at running. That is fair.
The doll
Yes.
that is constructed of pure spite
Uh-huh.
mystically concentrated into a unliving construct form is so much faster than you.
Oh!
It's like Usain Bolt being chased by a tortoise. As into the night, into the darkness, into the horizon, this thing runs.
I'm going to try to teleport after it, but
Oh,
I
no.
assume it's going to be pretty slippery. So that's just, I think that's my night.
Are you going to try to hit it?
I have been warned against this, right?
Multiple times.
Yes, yeah. I think he'll know better of it. He's going to try to swipe the book back, but
I will say that you can teleport ahead of it. Give me a sleight of hand check to try and swipe the book.
okay.
Can I catch up to our little Burlap Menace and say, I'll help you keep it away from him?
What's your roll?
Oh, a 6. I'm on fire tonight.
I rolled for it. It got a nat 20.
Oh, wow! It's pretty wily little bugger.
This is an artifact of pure hate.
Yes.
And it hates you. And it wants to just cause you pain and misery. And its continued existence and the theft of this book is the best way that it knows how, in this moment, to cause you maximum suffering. And so, like a pug that has gotten free of its master, it will keep just within line of sight of you, but far as it can be away from you.
Yeah, I think that's my night.
I think that's my night. Oh no.
Chasing after it all night long.
Are you going to chase it until the dawn?
Look, I'm looking through my abilities here. I know I don't need to sleep, but I do need to rest. Yeah, I need to be in it. No. I will take a seat, just look, and wait. Staring him down.
With the book above its head in its tiny, tiny hands, it stands at the edge of your vision with eyes sewn into its burlap flesh, staring back at you.
I think I'll rest there. Wait. Oh boy.
No, it just stares back at you.
Mhm.
Octavia, you are witness to this. Do you try and intercede either way?
I'll sidle up nonchalantly near the burlap sack doll because I know this book's bad juju now, and I'll just quietly to my little burlap friend of a friend say, totally down to help you hide that and keep it away from it. I'll be inside, and I'll go back in.
Doesn't even acknowledge your presence.
just so it knows, and then I'll go back inside and go, but they're going to be busy.
Why is there tiny doll with harpoon?
Well, you see, Felzik stole something from someone that he shouldn't have, and refuses to admit that he's a thief.
Explains the lip.
Yes, it does. So perhaps we get a little bit of shut-eye and then hit the road, or are we leaving now? And I'll leave it up to you. Well, Deck's out, isn't she?
Deck is currently napping.
All right. Well, I'll carry her up to a room that has a roof. Bed.
But with everyone wanting to steal her, perhaps we should stay as a group in the main room.
All right, it's fine. I'll bring a bed down here, and I'll go upstairs to bring some mattresses down because I want my beloved to be comfy.
Wolfric will sit by the door and sleep on the stairs, or at the foot of the stairs like a dog.
I'll bring down a mattress and lay my beloved on it, and then tuck her in. Give her a kiss on the forehead.
Yeah,
And then go to sleep.
she took a big swig.
She needed it, probably.
There's a reason why Uranus hasn't tried to stand in the last hour.
Yeah,
It's comfortable in this chair.
Yes, I imagine
you have
if I
taken your
drank some-
time with 6 fingers of this. She did 6 fingers in an instant.
Oh, I know.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot to mute. Cat. Yeah, Deck.
It's just the doll.
Yeah, just the doll. Don't eat tape. Gosh. I look at Deck. I get a whiff of the moonshine outfit. I could probably get secondhand drunk if I just drank from her right now. But I don't.
Are you going to?
No, I don't. Tempting, but consent
Don't let
is
us
key.
stop you. Do whatever you need to do.
She's drunk. I don't drink from her when she is passed out drunk.
Fair.
So
We should keep watches,
Exactly.
probably.
as you set up in the inn, and as Felzik is left in a staring contest.
The lockbox. Is there a lockbox in the inn that has not been...
Oh,
Yeah.
there are 2 lockboxes.
Can I try to open them? Open one of them?
Are you trying to open the big one or the small one?
Small one first.
Okay. You can attempt.
Little attempt. I'm guessing sleight of hand?
Do you have tools?
No. In a big shift. Bobby pins and butter
Oh.
knives.
Yeah, this is sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand? I'm not proficient in it either. Let's see how it goes.
I could help if you
Could
wish.
you?
I have
Do you
a
know
little bit-
how to... Oh, then please, let me
I don't have
assist
any
you.
tools, but I have
Oh.
been trained.
Well, here, let me help you then. Unless you want to
Alright.
help me.
Have you checked for traps or anything of that nature?
Not at all.
Any spell work?
Not that I see, but I haven't really looked.
Oh, it's going to be one of
I'm
those.
just going to open the box.
Can I peruse it for anything?
Can I
that might be
investigate the
dangerous?
box for traps? I can
One
look
of you
up.
can make an investigation check with advantage. Who do you want it to be?
You please make your investigation.
With advantage. Oh, good. Not a 3.
Okay. Well, unless you roll a 1.
No, I
What's your-
didn't. 22.
It's very faint. But there is script in Celestial all over this lockbox.
Oh, I read Celestial.
It looks like the wording of a very unpleasant spell.
Oh, yes, there's a very unpleasant spell on this lockbox.
Oh, well, I'm glad I asked you to look at it. Do you have any way of removing that?
I am but a humble ranger. I could
I
make it easier to hit. I could speak with it if it was an animal. I could... Oh! Hold up! This is
backs
terrible.
away
No.
unsteadily.
Yeah.
How big is the keyhole?
Is about the size of a pinky nail.
Okay, what about on the big one?
The big one is about the size of a human thumb.
Perfect. I'm like, alright, well, I have a plan for the big one. Don't know about the little one. Can I investigate the big one to see if that one's trapped?
Go ahead and investigate.
With advantage still? Am I getting assisted?
If Uranus decides to assist you, then yes.
I will help her look.
Okay. 27.
No script doesn't seem to be trapped in any way,
Okay.
shape, or form. It's just very heavy.
gaseous form, and I'll go through the keyhole into the big box. Yes.
Uranus looks like Pope right now.
Because I can fit through small holes, narrow openings, and cracks. Yes. My only movement is a flying speed of 10 feet. The big old misty cloud. Near cracks I can pass through. Resistance to non-magical damage.
How do you perceive things in misty form?
You
Or
know,
does it not state?
it doesn't state. I can't talk or manipulate objects. And I can't attack or cast spells. I can't drop things I'm currently holding. I can't fall. Liquids or solids. I have advantage on strength and constant. No, there's nothing about vision. I have dark vision, though.
Well, you look inside, and you see that there's a lot of what appears to be coins.
Any gems?
Nope.
Okay.
Not that you can see.
I look around. I'll come back out through the keyhole. I guess it doesn't say. I mean, through mere cracks. I can try to go into the little one, but it could be really bad because it's trapped. Although it might be upon opening and not on things slithering in gaseously. No, I'm not gonna try with the little one. I'll just come back. Appears to be just coins in there.
Oh, all right.
I was hoping for gems.
I thought we were trying to figure out the little one.
Yes, but I wanted to look into both eventually, but I'm really hoping to find some gems. But the little one, I can't do anything magically with it. I suppose I could take it outside and try to shoot the lock or something, but
That might destroy what's ever inside. Maybe we get Felsic to come back.
oh, I can bring it out to Felsic. Has a look at it.
What if it goes off for movement?
Well, I guess we'd find out, wouldn't we?
No, you'll find out because I'll be over there. And it kind of stumbles that way with his glass. Just let me know how it goes. I'll be watching the winged one.
Felsic, do you know how to disable spells? I'll just yell out the window.
Let's see. Checking my spell list. Of course I do.
To dispel things? Wonderful. There's a lockbox in here with a trap on it of some type.
Does it have my book inside?
There could be a copy. I don't know. We haven't opened it yet.
That's fair.
It sounds like a deception to me.
It's a Schrodinger's box.
book. Yes.
You don't know what's inside.
It could
You
be
do know
or
the
might
size of the book is about yay big, and the slot box is maybe the size of this book.
It could be
the
the
pocket
pocket
edition.
edition.
Yes. Trade paperback,
Pocket
maybe.
edition sealed away with an angelic spell to prevent anyone else from reading it. We don't know what's in the box.
Great many things. It could be in scroll work.
It could be something mystical and arcane. I mean, it is have a celestial type of protection spell on it.
Oh, it could be a crystal that's like the audiobook version.
Oh, it could be.
I just look back at my doll opponent and say, my work is never done. I will return. And I'll go dispel their little box.
When you turn around and then you look back, it's gone.
Be back.
I know how to get him back.
It's right there. Basic.
Uranus moves to the farthest part of the room,
I
away
move with
from the
Uranus.
chest. We drag Deknari's bed with us.
Go Good call. So, what are you using, Felzik?
Well, I assumed she wanted to dispel magic, so that is what I attempted to use, yes.
Okay. I believe you need to roll for dispel magic if it is above third level.
But I always cast as fifth.
Okay. I
If
think
that
you still
helps.
need to roll.
Still
Oh
need to roll.
no. Okay.
Yeah.
That's some power magic.
Yes, it is.
Roll to everybody. Ooh. 13 plus intelligence. No, my casting modifier.
Yes.
18?
18.
Do you get your proficiency with it?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think
No, that's what
Bards.
abjurers get.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Abjurers are great at dispelling magic. So 18 total. I have news.
Yay! Magic moves.
Yeah.
Did you need a 19?
Yeah.
That's some high level magics there. I am afraid.
Oh no.
Does anyone here have over 150 hit points?
50? No.
What,
We're level 9.
150?
Yeah.
I have
No.
103.
Almost to that, but no.
I
I'm
have
101.
75.
So everyone here is stunned.
Okay.
I'm asleep.
You are asleep.
As this celestial word
Power word stun.
is uttered into the world. And everyone within 60 feet.
We didn't back up nearly enough.
Yeah.
Oops.
And then it triggers the contingency spell on the inn.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, on the inn. Okay.
Yes, because
Uh-huh.
it went off in the inn.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I should have taken it outside to Filzy.
That's rude. You should have told us about this.
So
This is how the campaign ends.
This is
no, it's just bad.
It's
So
those
there's-
3 demons or whatever watching on the hilltop going like, those guys.
What the fuck just happened? What did they do?
Why do they
Oh.
keep doing things? Is that the Burlap Menace? Like, what is going on?
So the room fills with fog.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All the doors are now locked.
Okay. At least we have a
Good
hole
thing
in the
there's an
ceiling.
open window.
A broken window,
A
yes.
broken window, hole in
The,
the
the
ceiling.
stairs are now covered in webs.
Okay.
Is that Wolfric was sleeping at the base of the stairs? Does that mean he's covered in webs, or was he clear?
No. You're just on the edge.
Okay, just checking.
This is the
And-
next haunted house.
There starts to become a smell.
Oh no.
It is quite noxious.
Mm-hmm.
More noxious than Felzik.
Oh gosh.
I need all of you to give me Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
I expected that to happen.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, come on. It was a
Wolfric-
19.
I
Wolfric
rolled a 19.
11.
22 total.
16.
5.
Oh. Honest.
I know.
Don't worry, Ronis. I don't think an 11 makes it either. So I'm right there with you.
I'm just
so-
worried it's one of those, if you fail by so much, it's much worse kind of spells.
No, that's good news.
Okay, good.
That's not the case.
Good.
However, anyone who got less than 18 begins retching.
Oh no,
violently.
it's stinking cloud.
Throw up in my sleep. That's
Oh,
terrible. That's terrible.
No,
Don't
no,
worry,
you are
I-
awakened by
Oh,
the stench.
okay.
That's how bad it is. And immediately begin retching.
Ugh.
Weird, you're in a bed downstairs, but it's real foggy.
Yeah, you were in the midst of a fog bank that smells like if you combined low tide with a men's locker room in the peak of summer.
Gross.
It is just god awful, and yeah, you're having a bad time.
Mm.
Guards and wards is a hell of a spell. As a
It sure
contingency.
is. Yeah.
Smells pretty bad in here.
Oh,
Yes, quite.
we should leave.
Yeah,
Oh,
we should.
Wolfrick's trying to paw
we're
his
not
way towards
stunned.
the window.
You recover from stunned
we
after
do?
a round.
Okay.
Wolfrick fast moves. The hell with all y'all. He's going to the window.
No, it's you going to the
So
window.
Wolfric just leaps out the already broken window.
Retching in the street.
I will help Deck up. I will grab the now triggered box and go out the window as well.
You're taking the thing that smells with you.
No, it's the inn that smells.
In the
as
inn,
far
okay.
as I know.
Just
Yes.
making sure.
The trap triggered. So it should be fine to open now. We
Maybe.
hope.
Yeah,
Okay.
Uranus makes his way out as well through the window.
Yeah,
I grabbed Cretan first.
Cretan's fine.
Yes. I assume.
Cretan's just like,
Sleep
we're
first.
leaving.
Yes, we have to go. This place smells terrible.
I didn't notice.
Oh, buddy.
You don't have as powerful a nose as I, Cretan.
I don't have a nose, I don't think, anymore.
Oh, see, that's why.
Hmm.
Come now.
Crawls up onto your shoulder, just
Ugh.
perched there.
Yes. Good. And walk outside.
As the last of you leaves, a mouth forms on the door. And don't come back. And it just repeats that message over and over.
And don't come back. All right. Well. Clever.
Rude door.
It was a nice inn.
It was being the keyword.
What
Why
the
did we
fuck
destroy
happened?
all the nice things?
I
Why did
ask myself this all the time.
What?
We tried
Did I
to open
pass
this
out?
box.
What?
You did, yes.
Mm.
Face first onto the table. I don't think it's going to leave a mark.
It was good moonshine.
What happened?
I mean, I don't need to breathe. I could just go back in there and get it if you'd like.
Felsic happened.
What
Was
did
he
you
in
do this
bathroom?
time?
I didn't do anything.
Were you in bathroom again?
His dispelling of the magic went awry.
Yes.
Right. So what now? What are we doing?
We find a new place to sleep for night.
I
before we
suppose
move
that is
on.
the best.
I think you all are going to come with us.
Oh,
What?
you-
A familiar face breaks the darkness as that wooden woman,
Oh no.
the shadowy figure, and now a lot of armed men
Oh.
show up.
Think about just walking back into the house. Being like, could just rub Deck's back for hours. I don't need to
When you,
breathe.
when you say there's a lot, how many are a lot?
Yeah.
In your inebriated state, you think you count at least 20.
That is a lot.
All right, we can take them.
Well, where are you going?
Oh, we're taking you as important guests of the Lord of this land, Octavia Voldara.
Oh, by the cult.
And I just look at Deck like, no.
So, we going or are we fighting?
I'd like a count.
Odds not in
I'm
favor.
very drunk.
Right.
Very drunk.
I can bring friends.
You can bring friends?
Enough friends
All
to
nature
counter.
is my friend.
You have friends?
The best of friends.
Who's best
You-
friends?
You have wings. Why aren't you flying?
I don't have wings.
You
Do you
had
see?
wings. Where did they go?
I think we're too drunk to fight.
That's when you're supposed to fight, right? That's what people do in taverns.
I fight
That's what
best with
humans
not
do
drunk.
in
We're
taverns.
definitely
I was human
not
at
human.
one time.
But you're
Oh.
not anymore, which is an improvement.
I don't like you much when you're drinking.
This is the only time I've ever drank in front of you. How would you know how I am when I'm drinking?
Because I have one reference, and sucks.
Well, you suck.
You can argue
You hold on.
in
We're
the,
talking.
you can
Yeah.
argue in the carriage.
We're having a moment, ma'am.
Ma'am, we are having a moment.
She looks horrifically offended that she just got mad.
So
She must
You
not be
can
from the
hold off
South.
on kidnapping me and us and them for like 5 minutes, okay? Not like we're going anywhere.
quick question.
The shadowy figure just kind of looks up at her, not knowing where not to laugh or what.
Are we in a field or are we like in
You are in the middle of the road outside
the
this
inn.
inn.
but like within
Okay.
120 feet of me, like trees, grass, what?
There's some behind the buildings.
Okay. All right, so not quite the best situation to drop a wrath of nature on the area.
No.
It'd be bad.
A lot of the buildings would be in a bad way, but your enemies, not so much.
Hmm. I really wanted to see a whole bunch of trees start beating the crap out of people.
I know, right?
Oh yeah, that's a great spell.
Yeah, I really
haven't
thought
seen
that'd
it
be
yet.
fun.
Yeah. Well,
Might have an opportunity later.
ooh. Yeah, but maybe we'll go through like a really densely wooded forest and you can just be like, boop, out the window of the carriage.
All right, well, let's just get this over with.
Listen, if you're kidnapping us, are we walking? Can you at least like put us in a cart or
She
something?
did say carriage. I just
She
want to
did.
look and
Oh,
see if it's the carriage
is there
that
a
has
carriage?
thief written all over it with pulled by a zombie.
No,
Oh, good.
it is most definitely not.
He's still free.
He is still on the move. Some say it's going for distance. Oh,
It's going for
For
speed.
speed. He's gonna find us when we're all alone. All
All
alone. At a time
alone.
in the need.
It's our need, yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So
Yep.
are you giving up?
We will comply, acquiesce for the moment. Not giving up weapons though. Well, cane, my cane, my regular fancy pimp stick.
As we like get into the carriage, I imagine like me and Uranus are kind of going in at the same moment. And I do the sibling thing where you like shove and jump in first.
He like tries to grab her leg and pull her out. She goes,
Mine. I pull her into the carriage.
damn it.
Get off, you two. What the cart says.
I got there first.
Well, luckily, I'm trapped in this small cart, so free of pain.
Are you trying to summon your nemesis?
Oh, Phils, aren't you glad all these people are here to protect you? It'd
Yes.
be terrible if anything happened to these fine folks guarding you.
are multiple of you trying to call upon the doll.
It's gonna come
Aras
back
is
as
drunk, yes.
gargantuan, deadly doll.
This doll's gonna be like, oh,
Yeah,
these
he's
are
gonna-
Felsik's bodyguards.
The doll's gonna like Kool-Aid Man it into
I
the
hope they
Fang.
don't hit it. They don't know not to hit it. Oh no.
So
Oh no.
I rolled the die.
Yes.
Things are going to happen.
Okay.
Let's do
So
this.
you are in this very well appointed but
Yes.
very barred carriage.
Mm-mm-mm. Oh, so we're safe. Maybe.
It is the doors are padlocked, the windows are barred.
That's fine.
You have multiple guards on top in both the front and rear of the carriage, and you're
Mhm.
part of this wagon train going to Octavia's castle. And you're going through a heavily wooded area. And that's when it begins.
Is this like some
As-
scene out of a horror movie where they're just suddenly missing guards?
The front carriage hits a massive pit trap. And then the guards start getting picked off.
Just hear screaming
A
outside.
massive tree falls behind us. We're pinned in.
Yeah,
They start
a
getting-
deadfall just crushes one of the wagons.
Felsic, what have you unleashed upon the world?
What?
Can I watch outside like the bar's window? Like if I had popcorn, it'd be amazing.
You can give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Oh please. Oh, well not an 18. 13 plus 9, 22.
You see one of the guards see it and fire their crossbow.
Oh no.
It hits the doll. And then the man explodes. A shower of gore and a natural scream.
It hits the side, like a little splash on the side of the carriage.
Yeah.
Octavia's eyes just go.
Is it raining?
Men, I
That's
believe.
well, he hit the doll,
Oh.
What doll?
the Burlap Menace.
The what?
He exploded.
I imagine during this entire time, like,
Beck has never seen this doll. Her perception is too fucking low.
If you see something made out of burlap, do not hit it.
yes. It's a
Of
little
course.
creature that attacks Felsic regularly. Don't touch it.
Is
Yes.
that where the harpoon came from?
Yes.
No,
Mhm.
wait, was I asleep? I was asleep for that. Never mind. No, I
Oh,
wasn't.
no,
No, you were aware.
I was,
It was
I
after.
aware.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
that's where the
After the harpoon.
He's quite annoying.
Just don't ever touch him. And then he kicks Deknari.
my girlfriend.
We're having a
There-
moment here, okay? Could you just
There's a lot of screams.
I'll just
The whinnying of
carriage
horses.
now.
There's just even your carriage rocks.
Well,
You already
Wait.
got it all out of your system.
Wait,
haven't you?
no, don't do that.
Just-
Please. Don't.
come here. I put like both hands on either side of the carriage. Just. Ugh.
And then everything gets quiet.
Hello? Are you dead out there?
There's just
Can you let
probably
us out, please?
one guy moaning like,
Hear a bunch of Wilhelms.
just a cacophony of Wilhelm screams. That shadow guy and that tree lady. I hope they got out, but I don't.
And as you knock, all of a sudden, the head of the tree woman just comes into the
Oh.
window,
Oh,
missing the rest of her.
uh-huh.
There she is.
Ma'am, I think you're missing something.
I just pat Dick.
Wait. I wonder if I can fix her. And he tries to bomb the summer quarter.
I'm not going to even charge you. There's nothing. She is gone.
Oh.
Does it mean we're not kidnapped anymore?
I believed you're not being kidnapped, Deknari.
We're still in the box, though. So, I mean, we're still in the process of being kidnapped.
Yes,
I mean, I could probably kick the door down.
probably.
Would you like to kick the door down?
I would like to kick the door down.
Oh
We should
no!
probably
no!
wait
No! No!
little
Don't
bit.
do it. There's probably
Oh.
a trap outside of the doors for as soon as Felzik exits.
Well, then I'll just push Felzig out.
We could go through the roof, probably.
I could kick the roof out. I could explode again.
Wait, no, we're in the range
That got
of
rid
that,
of that got rid of the roof last time.
and your
We
room.
don't know what it does to living people in the vicinity, though.
I'm a people.
I mean, like half of you aren't living though.
Well, that makes. I'm not
that's
sure that
just
makes
me.
it worse. In
What?
Wolfric.
I'm a.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
I
Felzik,
I do not want the angel lady to explode, please.
No explosions, please, says Cretan.
Is that what that was?
For the rest of you, it sounded like.
I liked it better when we could understand Cretan.
I liked his other voice better.
Deck, if you want to kick the roof off, go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna attempt to kick the roof or punch through the roof. I don't know.
Okay, go ahead and I'm not gonna make you roll to hit.
But
What I
damage.
want is your damage.
I mean,
Damage.
DM gives us a free cart. The first thing you do is destroy it.
We could just try for the.
Well,
It'll be
we
an
gotta-
open roof carriage. Those I
We
hear
still
those are all
gotta-
the rage.
Yeah, we still gotta get out to, drive it.
I'm just joking.
So my unarmed strike is 1d6. Do I add my normal stuff to it?
You add your
to it.
strength.
My strength. Okay. Plus. As a monk, I can do dex, right?
Mhm.
You can do dex.
Okay, I will do dex. So it'd be 1d6 plus 5. What am I doing? Jesus Christ. D6. Roll.
Well, Deknari is drunk, so
That is 6.
In total.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, so you hit the boards, and the boards somehow hit back. As
Like a
they,
splinter in my knuckle.
Oh, here, let me
Yeah.
get that out for you.
well, no more along the lines. There's not a splinter, but like your knuckles are red as you just
yeah.
wham.
Ow.
I'll kiss it, make it.
Thank you.
there's
That
like a little echo. Like there's just a body on top of the exact board that she was punching, so it had reinforcement.
Well,
Um,
that interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I can punch through this right now. Why don't we just sleep here and
Y-
try
you
again in
know,
the morning?
That's
you
not
s-
the worst idea I've ever heard.
You said that there was
Just
bars
sleep
on the
in
door
carriage.
on the doors.
And the windows. Yeah,
Can I reach out the door and find the padlock?
you can't fit your arms through.
Oh, they're tight. Okay.
Hmm.
How
Drop the
tight
dice.
are
I don't know
are the
where it went.
bars?
Relatively tight. This is well made.
Okay. Like
Could a mouse slip through it?
Maybe.
I'll be right back.
All right.
He's a mouse.
Okay. Yeah, you can crawl through the bars. It's tight, but
Yeah.
as long as you can fit your head, you can fit the rest of your mousy body.
Knock off that wild shape.
Is it
Oh.
as small as a nickel? You're fine. Yeah.
And
Did-
as soon as he gets outside, like pops back into Arata's, kind of
He
like
did
falls
turn
over
into
a
a
little
mouse.
bit.
You're not that
It-
drunk.
It is
Okay.
a horror show out here.
He retches.
Like
And I'm gonna roll a wisdom save. Let's see how bad it is. Oh, I rolled well. Okay.
Oh, you're
I was about to-
fine.
I was about to have a flashback to
you steal yourself, but this is you've seen some like interfae conflict. This ranks up there
Oh,
at
I was
just
thinking
how
of
like awful this
His
is.
time during the incursions.
Yeah,
the previous-
this is that bad, if not worse. This is some predator level carnage.
Oh no.
Mm.
Maybe we
Ugh.
should just sleep in the box tonight.
It's pretty bad out here. Like, no. He switched back.
Okay,
He's
okay.
Uranus. He's like standing outside the door. He's like, it's really bad out here.
Well, if you open the door, we could have it
That-
be unlocked, and then we can just sleep in here. And then...
That was the idea.
all right.
The horse is still there.
They're dead, aren't they?
If they're there, they're dead. Otherwise, they're gone.
You know who can turn into a horse and
Wolfric
pull a carriage.
has a big meal out here if he's that hungry.
Ew.
It's
Oh, you know, I'm a little thirsty.
not much blood is still where it came from right
Oh,
now.
never mind.
It's mostly in the mud.
Oh,
let me
gross.
try and force this lock. And he goes over one of the corpses and kind of
You
grabs
can
like a dagger off
find
of
a
him.
key. You might be able to find the key.
Oh, you think so? Oh,
If you can find Miss What's Her Face's body, baby.
it's probably way. All right.
Well, you can do an investigation check to try and find the key.
At disadvantage because I'm drunk. Okay, that would have been a 17 on the first one.
Okay.
12.
12, there's enough guards that you can find a key.
Oh,
The DC was a 10. So
Woo!
key.
Not too bad.
All right. I hope it's not bespelled or anything. What the hell? It's been a day. Click, unlock. See what happens.
you unlock the door. The padlock comes off.
Whee! Throws it. Oh crap! The
Just
key was in
throw
that
it.
one.
Yeah.
All right, the other door is gonna stay locked. Sorry.
That's fine. I'm sure there's more than one key.
He crawls back in. All
Close
right.
the door.
I'm
A
gonna
snap.
take a nap.
Yep.
You guys want to take a long rest here?
I don't. We kind of are in enemy territory.
Yeah,
This
but
feels like a secure box to
Yeah.
nap in.
who's going to come up to the blood-covered cart?
A vampire that gets hungry, maybe.
Things that eat corpses, maybe.
Yeah, lots of things that eat corpses.
Yeah, there's a
You know
lot.
what?
There's always
Yeah.
the case that the corpses might rise.
You know what? You drunk people and Filzik, stay in the cart. Wolfric and I will try to pull it out of the carnage a bit, maybe.
How
I have an idea.
how many horses were originally attached to the carriage?
Or
Oh, it was 4
Four.
horses. Okay. Yeah. Can't help there.
Okay. Well, maybe everyone out. We can probably push it out of the way a bit, and then we can pile back in. That way, we have a secure place that's not in the middle of all the carnage.
if you
Probably.
want to give me a group strength check,
Yeah.
This is worse than walking.
We'll have to push it a little bit. Athletics or strength?
just straight up strength.
Okay, that's not as good. I'll still give it a roll.
14.
Woo! I rolled
Okay.
good. That's good. 18.
7. I'm drunk.
Oh yeah, I'm drunk. Hold on. Let me see.
Drunk and there's mud,
Oh, I didn't even.
but there's
roll
not
this-
much water.
I didn't roll-
5.
I lied. I didn't roll at disadvantage the first time, so that's a natural 1 for a 2.
Oh, Deck.
Hmm.
Mine was a
drunk.
natural 4. Oh, 4.
I rolled a
You're
17.
helping.
Push created.
Push.
On your shoulder.
I like push for like 10 seconds, and then I just plop down on the road and just sit there.
Yeah, this thing ain't moving.
Okay, well,
I
I guess
could-
we'll just
I-
sleep in it where it's at.
I
Fine.
could maybe. I have a thing.
Go man of
Turn
surprise,
into a
Mr.
mouse
Menace.
again.
No, I can turn someone into a pachyderm.
A what? A
A
what?
what?
It's what's elephant.
Oh, I vote for Wolfric.
I can
Maybe he'll
turn them
smell
in.
less.
They're pretty strong and they're big. Maybe they
Yes.
could do it. Or I mean, a giant monkey too. That might. I mean, that would be fun. I think. But
Whatever you think.
what do you think would be best?
Part
Oh.
pulled by a giant elephant.
I mean, I've never seen a pachyderm.
Okay. Wolfric, stay right there. And
Wolfric stays right there.
I cast polymorph.
And Wolfric's a pachyderm.
Oh wow!
He does, in fact, smell better.
Look at those ears. They're so big. And that nose. Is that a nose? Interesting. Well, let's hook him up to the cart. Come on, Wolfric.
It takes you a while. I'm not going to make this comedy of errors any worse. As you
I'll make rope out of entrails if need be. We'll just have the elephant if we need it. I'm just saying.
The resources are available.
Resources. We got the supplies.
You pull the cart off the road.
Yeah, maybe we just pull it at, like the full pachyderm distance, like an hour outside of this scene of carnage off the road, and we rest.
So you're deep in the forest, is what I'm hearing.
No, down the road a little bit more, and
road.
then off
Okay,
to the
down.
side.
Okay. So you have to pass the handiwork of your burlap friend.
Oh, if not now, then later.
And yeah,
We
even
give-
for some of you
we give
who
Wolfric a 6-foot pole to hold with his trunk, so he can poke the ground in
the
front of him
ground
as he
in
walks. I'm sorry.
you managed to, like, most of the traps have been triggered by in the initial ambush
Yeah.
by our not John Rambo of burlap. And yes, you make your way back a bit. You're still far out of town. You're still on this road in the middle of Stincia.
Someone is gonna come down this road tomorrow and be like, what the fuck happened here?
Again, there's a giant pit trap that pretty much cuts off the road.
Yeah. But at least it's super visible due to all
They're gonna
the
blame
carnage.
us.
I'm just saying you could literally say that about any place we have left.
It's fair.
It's true.
It's fair, yeah.
Aranis kind of leans over to Felsik's like, Felsik, did you see what happened back there? All of it?
Oh, I saw the aftermath.
Right. If I were you, I would admit I was a thief and get as far away from your burlap friend as possible, because that guy is good.
I know better than to attack him.
Yeah, but what if you're not paying attention and you accidentally hit him?
I'll apologize.
There's not time for apologies, Felsic. I saw what happened. It was instant. Mist. Red mist.
Why are you so attached to this thing that you stole? I could make you another one that looks just like it. It just won't be murderous.
So do you want to be special?
It'll be made by Aranis. That's
I
Are
made
you
it.
special
saying
Of course
enough.
it'd
that
be special.
handmade gift from Aranis isn't special?
That's rude.
Wow, I thought we were friends.
Best friends.
Well, it'll have its own uniqueness, I suppose.
It
Yes.
would.
What?
Made with all natural materials, of course.
Although at this point I kind of want to be like, sup, Olivia? It was so nice of you. You're such a good friend of Felsic's, aren't you? But I don't think that would work at that point, no.
But
No,
that worked really well.
that was, yeah.
If I was like, I would just say,
Look.
just admit it for once.
Perhaps certain pieces belong in their original place.
Yes, but you have to say the words.
Which specific pieces?
I am an archaeologist.
Look, I know it's another word for thief, but can you just
Yes.
say the word, man? You're a thief. It's okay.
You could even say you were a thief.
The
You've
first
learned
step
your lesson.
is admitting you got a problem.
Yes, Dick. Right.
She's so smart.
I love
Right?
I have perhaps removed objects from places that weren't legally sanctioned. But I will return that object when I can. Yes.
This is a good start.
I
This is
mean,
good,
it's.
good step one.
Are you a lawyer?
What's that?
Not with Bob.
I might have been with
Oh God! Oh, you have to. Oh, okay. Well,
Let's just take a few Felsics. Get some rest, and we can try admitting thievery in the morning again.
I need about 8 Felsics.
We'll take about 8 Felsics. 6 to 8 Felsics.
Some of you only need 4, but most of you need 8.
Oh, I should probably. Welcome back, Wolford. You're not a pachyderm anymore.
Oh, yes. You can come back in and make the carriage smell like a dog again. And I'll just get, snuggle up with Deck, because I want to know if she goes missing.
I do have a habit of disappearing in the middle of the
Yes.
night.
You do.
and I'll head Cretan because he has a habit of missing also.
Yes. Okay.
Via death.
Yeah. And we try to sleep,
In a small carriage.
taking
Small
watches.
carriage on the side of the road.
Instencia.
Instencia, with corpses not too far away.
No. 45 minutes
And-
down the road. As the
Knowing
elephant
that-
walks.
Not too far away.
Hmm.
And possibly the most murderous doll in the multiverse.
Yes. Yes.
I like to think he's just good at his job.
I claim it's self-defense.
To be fair, you didn't do anything till somebody hit it first.
Oh, no.
He started that one. He just turned liquefied into mist when he got hit.
Well, yeah,
Back.
the doll didn't start anything until it was hit, right?
No. Until Felsic stole him. That's when everything started.
No,
Um,
no, I mean like just now.
No. No, there was pit traps. There was...
Deadfalls.
Deadfalls. The
That's
doll
fair.
was picking them off one by one. The one person just happened to explode when they saw the Burlap Menace and then pierced it.
I see. I
Attempted
was
to
very
pierce it. I
I-
don't think it actually.
I was only like quarter paying attention.
Yes. No, it didn't start. It did. It started it.
Okay.
Yes. Go to bed.
Okay.
Nap time.
Not good.
So you sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You try to sleep.
Yes.
Dream time.
Oh no.
So things happen in the night.
What do they? I'm sure they do.
As they do.
Yep.
So the doll has the book.
It does.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. the doll has the book.
Yes.
Currently.
Yes.
Oh, if anyone takes the book from the doll, I will be impressed. Especially if they survive. But yeah, no, the doll has the book. So we cut away from our heroes. And we see a number of things happening. One, we see Olivia Voldaren in her keep, standing over a large silver font
Going, what the fuck just happened to my envoy?
and just looking down, scrying all of you,
Oh, yes.
and as well as the carnage that happened.
We didn't do it. We'd look a lot worse if we did.
And looks over to one of her advisors. Whose doll is that?
Oh no!
I do not know, Your Grace. Well, I would suggest that you find out before the next sunrise, because that is going to be a problem. One that I do not have time for. In order for ascension to happen, we must retrieve the vessel. And we cut more towards the oceans, towards a familiar manor with
Oh.
very dead vampire by the name of Jaleva. And I almost had her, you know. Yes, Jaleva, I know you almost had her, but then idiocy happened. They took the book. So one of them, if not all of them, should return soon. Its influence is undeniable. And our Lord will rise soon. As you notice that the moon, which was full the previous night, is only half full this night. And we see to somewhere within the woods of Uranus's home a familiar from the dreamscape hut moving at speed before it settles down in a warm autumnal clearing. A fiery, red-headed figure, a woman that may very well have cinders for eyes, meets with the old witch. It's not going to be stopped in time, is it? No. The players in the field are still alive. All of them. I'm afraid we must retreat. There will be another conflict, one that we cannot hope to participate in and survive. And we see the castle from the book. As Tybalt, Obnixilus, and Ashiok walk its halls. Just slightly out of place because of that bloody doll. I did not see that happening. No, did I. I want it, says Ashiok. You think I could possibly persuade its owner to give me control of it? Well, you are very persuasive, my good friend. So why don't you pay her a visit? I'm certain she's dreaming. Well, now, if you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I have a doll to procure.
Sorry, Land.
I still.
And
It's fine.
in the night, we cut to Cretan, who has lived so far.
This thing is his longest stint yet.
Yes.
And
And in a voice that only now Octavia and Felzik understand.
Oh no.
From the depths he shall rise and remind those of the old ways. He shall rise and drown them. Drown the non-believers. And flood the world.
Oh boy.
I don't need to breathe, so it's not a personal problem for me, but the food supply. Try right. Terrible.
Obviously, this sounds like gospel to Chelsea. Sing it again.
The moon shudders. And somewhere in the darkest space, below an abbey that we once beheld, past a scarecrow, wings, red tip, flutter in the dark. But now it's dawn. The smell is horrendous.
Yeah, Wolfric's in the card. Oof.
Damn it, Wolfric. Oh,
It's
my
not
head
just-
hurts and my nose burns.
It's not just the smell of dog, but the smell of corpses.
Yeah. Wafting.
as- You can hear the flies.
Oh.
You do not see them, but you can hear the buzzing of insects from a distance.
Alright, people, we have two options. We can continue to Olivia's castle, which is where the abductors wanted us to go, or we could fuck off elsewhere. Option B has sub-options. That's...
Now, what are the sub options, if you wouldn't mind?
They're all under elsewhere, so we could go literally anywhere else. That's sub-option 1. The opposite direction, that's sub-option 2. That would maybe perhaps be where we came from, though, so we might want to take a more roundabout way, circuitous route. Option 3, we could go to my family's house. We could go find Lind, perhaps, as the doll. We could go to your forest, Uranus. I mean, really, the options of where we could go are limitless.
Where,
Oh.
Please.
Well, I was
Deknari,
just-
go ahead.
Going to say, I don't think going back to the drowned yard is a bad idea. But then we have to go back the way we came, which will pass the corpses, will pass the town that was on fire.
Yes.
We will pass the Abbey again. Which that wasn't a bad time.
That wasn't a bad time.
Um,
No.
We'll reach the river again, which was a bad time.
Well, there's one less crabtopus in it now.
That's fair.
There's other. I mean, we are in a completely different place. We could take roads rather than the river. We'd take
Right.
a
That is
different
true.
route back.
We can't use the carriage.
No. No.
And no matter where we go, we seem to be found by the people who are looking for your
Yes.
companion.
I wonder.
What if we just went and, killed Olivia?
That would be an immense undertaking that I don't know if we could accomplish.
That's fair. She's a vampire lord.
Yes.
Yes, Felsic.
The vampire lord currently.
What would you do so we know do the exact opposite?
Well, right now, Felsic is not part of this conversation.
Oh,
He
no.
is listening to this buzzing sound to try to obtain, try to see if it's getting closer.
Felsic, tell me,
Yes.
do you want it to get closer?
Not really. But if it was getting closer, I'd want to get away from this place.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
All right.
Because this goes beyond just listening.
Mhm, mhm.
This is listening with intent.
Yes. A 26.
Nice.
You are certain it's getting closer, but slowly.
I think that noise is coming towards us.
The flies.
Yes.
It does seem weird that we'd be able to hear flies from an hour away.
There must
right.
be.
Let's
Many.
get out of the cart and just start walking in a direction. We can decide where that direction is after we've started it going.
Well, it's either forward on the road or back on the road. And I suggest forward on the road because the flies are coming from the back on the road.
Always do a loop around if we change our mind. Yes.
Exactly.
All right. Let's get out.
So you get out, and Cretan stirs. Master,
Yes, Cretan.
so what do we want to do?
We need to return to the drowned yard so I can get my book back from that doll.
You could try summoning the book.
Could I?
Yes.
All right. I might need a Felsic.
The buzzing is getting close. I don't know if you have a Felsic.
All right.
Let's at least shamble forward a bit first.
Yes. We
Yes.
will walk.
Yes, we will.
Are you walking at speed, or are you shambling forward?
Oh no, I think walking perhaps at least at speed.
Okay, I would like a group check, please. Each of
Certainly.
you give me athletics. None of you have disadvantage. You've sobered up by now. You've had a full rest.
At 8 whole Felsics. Oh, I'm glad I'm proficient now. Oh, I'm going to say 17.
17 's
Athletics.
good. Yes.
16.
Okay.
16's good.
13, because I can't roll above a 10.
Aranis, carry me!
Oh,
No.
5.
No, that got us in trouble last time. You have to learn to walk yourself.
Oh!
My
So
God,
it's
man.
more of a
Audio.
shamble than a run.
Let's look
And
at
you
Deck.
do now, after a while, even y'all begin to hear the buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not moving fast, but it's just
No.
closer.
But persistent, yes. Elzik, keep up. For the love of everything. that has blood.
Unholy.
I'm trying here, but just, I'm not as spry as I used to be.
Really? Have you ever been spry?
I think that was before he was a statue, which, Octavia, you understand that now. The hissing and clicking.
Oh. Oh no. Does anyone else understand Cretan now?
No.
Is that
Oh,
talking?
no. Yes. Yeah, I understand it now. I'm concerned.
Deknari, you're going to have to kill your girlfriend.
No.
She's been infected by Filsk.
Ew.
Ugh.
I haven't touched him.
Belsic, if you don't keep up, I'm going to kill Cretan.
You wouldn't.
If you don't keep up, I will.
He fears that.
That's why I'm threatening it.
That's just bullying.
Yes.
And
The most pathetic looks to both Felzik and Octavia at this point.
I just look at Cretan and I'm like, you better help Elzik keep up.
The four claws just go, how?
You might be faster than him at this point. Push. I don't know.
All right.
The stalks look down at the body, which is significantly smaller than Felzik.
I don't know. Maybe use your pinches, get some nerve points, direct him, ratatouille this shit.
Oh,
Give me encouragement.
I do have an idea. I will use my winged boots.
And so for a short period of time,
Yes.
you are faster.
Yep. See, I can keep the pace for a little while.
A little while's better than getting caught by whatever that buzzing thing is.
I have a question.
Yes.
I am pretty sure I'm the fastest person in the group. My
Mhm.
walking speed is 45.
Yes.
Me
I
and
would,
Wolfric are behind you at 40.
yeah. I would like to. I'm gonna look back at Octavia and be like, I'm gonna put some space between us. I'm gonna try to do the thing again. Just while we're
Oh,
walking.
okay. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
get kidnapped. I don't keep
I'll stay within
40
eyesight.
feet. 80
Yeah, I'll
feet.
stay within
75.
Okay.
75.
75.
Yes.
75 is
Then I
perfect.
can dash to you if I need to.
Yeah. So I will jog ahead of the group a bit,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try to see if I can summon these wings again. If it's I have to use the ability, or I can just do it.
What would you prefer?
I think it'd be cool if I could just summon it.
Well, in that case, give me a charisma check.
Oh God. Okay.
I think
Just
you're
to
very
check.
charming, darling.
My stats say otherwise.
I find you charming.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. It's my encouragement.
Oh, it was an 18 for a second. That's a 6.
You try and no.
Not quite. Okay.
Maybe it's more potent at night.
Maybe. Then I'll jog back.
Under-
I just stop and wait. And I'll jog back.
Yeah.
Didn't work. I tried.
You did. That's all we can ever expect from you.
Maybe it was a one-time fluke.
All right, where are we going?
Away from that.
Yes, but we could go curve left, curve right, forks in the road, or Olivia's place.
I still would not mind trying to find the castle from.
What if it's
That-
just Olivia's castle?
It's
And you're
not.
she's trying to lure you in. Have you seen Olivia's castle?
No, but your cousin, sibling, person, whatever,
Yes.
said it was definitely not her castle.
Oh, shit. Not the Markov castle.
I'd been willing to go see any castle. I love.
Sure you do, Fenzek. Aranis, what do you think?
As long as we're moving towards my grove, I'm perfectly happy to move in whichever direction.
Which direction's your grove?
I point the general direction.
It is southeast of your current heading.
And which direction are we going?
You're going south, so south by southeast.
We'll curve southeast. We'll head more towards your grove. That sounds
mean,
better
it's-
than Olivia's castle.
Still like 10 days away or so, but
You know, it's a direction.
it is.
It's a plan, which is more than we've had basically this whole fucking time.
Well, the original plan was to go to the Stormkirk estate, but then
Yes, and then
we
we
got
randomly showed up
teleported. Yes.
in Stensia. Oh,
So-
Gavany.
Gavany.
After about 2 hours of marching, you find your way back towards the inn. Which, now that there is light, you can see
Oh.
does have stables.
Can we open that lockbox?
The one that you set off the night's events
Yes.
with,
Yes.
I go check the stables while she's messing with the lockbox.
there are 8 horses.
Oh, beautiful.
There's also saddles, tack, and gear.
Good news, everyone.
Yeah,
There's
Let me
horses.
change. Oh,
Oh, good.
good.
8 of them.
That's
Oh.
we should take them all. We don't know what's going to happen.
In case some get eaten along
Yes.
the way.
Yes.
When some get eaten. We don't know how
Wilfred just kind of looks hungry at
Yeah.
No, no, Wolfric, don't eat the horses.
Not you. You don't get to eat them. We need
But
them.
if they die, he
If
can
they
have
die,
them.
you can
Well,
have
yes,
them.
of
But don't
course.
kill them. Do not encourage their death. Anyways, I'm going.
just to put a bit of Wolfric in this moment. I think the doll will make certain I have something to eat.
Probably not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I move like as Octavia is messing with the lockbox.
Tiny box.
Yeah, I move like 70 feet away.
70 feet away. That's wise. You know, I'll get 70 feet away from the group as a general, as a whole.
you open the box.
Yes.
There is only one thing inside:
And it is.
a wand.
Ooh. Okay. Elsic would love this.
I just wonder what wand you put behind a 9th level spell.
That's. Uh huh.
Yeah. Should
Take
be like a
this.
wand of smiles. I would laugh.
I would too. That'd be the best prank ever.
Wow.
Well,
I'm saddling
taking it.
my horse.
I put it in
Okay.
like my boot.
Good to know. Just in travel, let me know if you try to attune to it.
Okay. I might go Felsic. What wand do you think this is?
Well, you guys get your horses, and you
Yes.
end up. Now you are significantly faster.
Yay! And we're going
So-
away from Olivia's castle because she didn't ask nicely. She did say we were
Aranis makes
student
sure
guests,
that we
but-
each take saddlebags full of feed.
Yes.
And there is also a good bit of water that you can take some water skins that are in the inn.
Mhm.
Can we get back in the inn?
Yes.
The window's broken and the ceiling's gone. I can just walk up the walls and in through the ceiling.
I
Hold
could
your
run up
breath.
the wall.
Well, it still smells in there, I'm pretty sure.
I don't need to breathe. I'll get the
Yeah.
things. I'll get the stuff out of the inn because I don't have to
If
breathe.
I checked the root cellar, is it affected?
It is filled with webs.
Ah, it was such
You
a
just-
good root cellar.
Pull the webs off. It'll be fine.
They're not normal webs.
They regenerate.
Regenerating. Okay.
Sounds helpful.
That's good to know.
All right, I got all the stuff out of the inn. Oxygen.
You smell horrific.
I'm sure I do.
And all of your gear.
Prestidigitation. I clean it. I make the smell go away. Because I have those gloves.
And your eyes become even more white.
Oh no.
You look even more.
Oh
like
no,
a
because they were my
knockoff.
mom's gloves. Oh no. I didn't think about that. Just sparkling and my eyes get lighter.
It's like is her appearance changing too? Like, is her face getting more angular or something like that? Like, is
She is, for lack of a better term, her appearance seems to take on, like, some of the angles look more like, if you've ever seen a portrait of Soren, more like him.
so noticeably different? Okay.
Do I recognize that she's looking more and more like the guy who kidnapped me?
There is definitely a familial resemblance at this point.
You notice that, Deck?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
all
I
right.
do.
Notice
I
what?
see.
Dear, I think it's becoming more and more apparent that you
You're-
have been lied to about your past.
You look different than when I first met you.
Still gorgeous.
Not just the eyes.
Actually, probably even more attractive at this point.
I looked for a reflective surface, a mirror of some sort, with broken window pane. Just
Yeah, you don't look quite like you anymore.
what's happening? Why now? It's been decades.
Who knows?
I have a
How
lot of
long
questions for my
have you
father.
been away from your grandparents?
Oh, well, they sent me to do the mission to go check on Aunt Jaleva.
Geneva.
That was what, a few weeks ago?
And you usually end up going and seeing a member of the family or someone within your family's employ, usually within 2 weeks, right?
I suppose that would be the timeline I am used to.
It's been over a month traveling.
Boy, we better go do that.
Did the Stormkirks just kidnap a Markov baby? Why is my dad being punished for this?
Perhaps you were a guarantee.
Guarantee of what?
The families
Good.
are very political.
Good faith. If a vassal does well under a master, sometimes they're given the option to protect the heir or something like that. There's many things that could go on in the nature of that. Or you were stolen. I mean, I don't know vampire politics, but there's so many things you could be.
Yes, that is the question. I have a lot to think about. And when I see my father next, I have a lot to ask him specifically. He was always the most forthcoming about things.
Oh, did you grab that
Once.
magnum of moonshine?
Just hand him
Oh,
the moonshine.
thank God.
It is. You notice that it's lower than what you all drank,
Good.
but
I'm
there's
glad
still a
someone else-
significant amount of it.
I'm sure our burlap friend needed a chaser after all that murder. I mean, it's
Probably.
really anyone would be affected by something like that. So
I blame the guy with 4 claws.
Hey!
Sorry, I wasn't talking about you, Creighton.
he drank a thimble and passed out.
No.
This is
He-
more than Deknari drank to fall over.
Yes.
Yes, well, I suppose.
No, I am
it's-
glad that has been achieved.
You're
Very good
right.
stuff.
Perhaps I was a little hasty, Creighton. I apologize.
Thank you, sir.
You're quite welcome.
All right, well, let's
What did he say?
get the. Oh, he
I
said.
don't
thank-
understand. that
Thank you,
gurgle.
sir. He appreciated not being accused of drinking.
So disturbing. You look different and you can understand that gurgle.
Yes, I'm surprised you cannot. Perhaps I can teach you.
I don't
No, don't.
want to no, thank you.
No, it's disconcerting. I'm trying to keep my cool. Let's ride horses. And I pull out Patrick and Matilda. Look at them close.
So we're going to montage some travel
Yes.
and not have you befallen by a series of unfortunate events.
We're like, oh, Olivia, you wanted us to come to your castle? Oh, the carriage was totally attacked. We didn't want to lure the Burlap Menace that's following us to your place, so we went the other way.
Or the zombie horde that
Yes.
rose up from your minions.
I consider it
Yes.
a series of hijinks.
Jinx.
Yes.
Mm. Mm-hmm. So you do make it to the village on the edge of the grove.
Oh.
It is getting ready for festival. It is a bustling, wonderful time. And unlike other places that usually are predominantly human, look askance at the lot of you, they're just happy you're here.
Oh, that's so sad for them.
No, they're very, very pleasant, and they offer you all sorts of like snacks and masks and
It
things.
occurred to me what happens when we visit
That's why
towns.
I said it.
like this place. Ah,
Yes, you do.
Hi.
everyone, you should run. Run now. The end is coming. The end is nigh. Take what you can and leave.
You brought the cultists home.
It was your home or my home? I was totally down for my home, but your home was closer.
Mine was closer.
It was.
Damn it.
Cultist?
I'm going to go check in with the fam. All right, you
Oh,
guys
please
can
do.
hang out here. You're
Philsick, I have a
not
question for you.
invited.
Oh,
I'm all
Sorry,
is.
I don't know that you'd be allowed in, but
No,
That's
you
fair.
don't.
so I
yes.
into the woods.
Don't die while you're gone.
No promises.
That's fair.
How long should we wait for you?
A week?
I'll be back this evening.
Okay. If not,
What
we'll
if you're
assume
not?
you're dead.
Yeah. What if you're not?
Or I've decided to stay away from you all.
That would
That's
also be
also
valid.
fair.
That will come find you.
Oh no.
Oh. You just hear a sigh disappearing into the woods.
So, Octavia, you had a question for
Yes,
Felsic.
Philsick, I found this wand. Do you know what it does?
I
And someone said,
don't believe I actually have identify, but I'll have a look at it. Let
Can
me
I arcana it maybe to get a vague idea?
let me see here. 14.
You have no idea what it does. You just know that it's magical and probably potent.
Wonderful.
Yes, it's cool. Quite the potent wand. I think I'll need more time with it to realize
No,
it's.
I don't think you do.
What? I'll hand it back. What an odd place to keep that.
I could fit wands in all sorts of places.
All right. Well, after that,
So,
I don't know what Felsic would. I'll ask Cretan what that wand was about.
oh,
Is it called Cretan?
I have to get closer to it, but yeah, it's definitely potent.
Yes. Thought so myself.
You should probably take it. It's not like she's magically potent.
Well,
Like, She is going to fall for the master eventually, but she's not magically potent right now.
All right. Let's see. I know. Perhaps you could take it for me.
I don't want to die again, master. I am fairly certain either she will put her boot to my nice now shell, or her bats will eat me. I haven't been eaten by bats before, and it seems terrifying.
All right. We will come up with a plan. How to gain access to the wand.
I mean, the wand can't be there when her and her paramour are together.
You're right. That's when we will sneak in and grab the wand. You are genius.
Thank you, master.
You're welcome, Preeton. All right. Now, how to make them copulate.
Meanwhile, in a glade, away from this conversation and plan, we see the same red-haired individual. Marana Suadrana, you return to our glade.
I bow my head. I've seen much of disturbing nature while away.
Things are not going as we had hoped.
The moon, my companions see it releasing what it holds.
That would bring another madness to this land, one that we cannot shield people from.
So soon? I only just came back from the last one.
You have a choice, Araswadrana. We are retreating before that happens, before the moon goes dark and releases its prisoner. You can return with us.
But what of the people we shelter?
Only a few of them can come. This land is not ready for our gifts. We cannot shelter it from the trouble that comes.
I appreciate the offer of sanctuary, but I come from these people. Although I may not resemble them further, but I cannot leave knowing that they would not have anyone to turn to.
She sort of smiles. Knight of the court, you have made your choice, and we shall respect that choice. Go with our blessing to face what comes.
Thank you. I will.
So, Ramus,
Yes?
gain an additional level in fighter.
Oh. Interesting. Will do.
Meanwhile, at the festival,
Mm-hmm.
You all are being provided drink, food. There is much dancing and frivolity.
Oh, I
in
love all
town.
these human dances and human foods. They're my favorite.
They know of your complexion and have given you blood wine.
Oh, this is a. These people aren't terrible.
Probably the least annoying humans I've seen in a very long time.
People of all sorts are flirting with whoever will be flirted with.
Oh. Is this an orgy festival? I misremember.
Well, it is a solstice festival.
Yes, how are those supposed to work? I'm not really terribly familiar. We don't really do that on the coast.
It's like a renewal of the seasonal beginning or end, typically. Depends on what season is coming or going. I think this one is a autumn festival. I don't remember. I don't know.
I see.
Should be fun.
Right.
Spring festivals are wild. Just
That's
saying.
what I have heard the rumors about that, about those, like, you know,
They're
fertility and yeah.
wild.
You've been to a few.
Before I met you,
Yes. Sorry to pull you away from the wild spring flings.
tragic.
Wait, where's Felsic?
I-
Oh,
There is Felsic.
Well, I have a new reason to go to the restroom. I wish to summon my book.
oh no. We see him in the bathroom. We're like, oh, it's gonna take a whole Felsic. No.
Roll Arcana with advantage.
Here we go.
Does it come with a little Burlap Menace attached?
Guess we'll see. 20.
So after a Felsic, and with Cretan's aid, the book returns to your possession.
Brilliant, Cretan! I love you!
Master wants you to have it.
And I want to keep it.
Good.
He's going to no. Yeah. He's going to put it away for now and head back towards the others. And how are you doing today, Octavia?
Oh, fine, Felsic. No one's tried to steal my girlfriends today, so that's good. How are you, Felsic?
Perfect. I'm having a wonderful day.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Good for you.
How's everything going with Deknari?
Oh, same as always. Delightful, wonderful.
I imagine Deck is like away at this time.
Like at the snack bar, getting
something.
a punch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like this is prom or something. I don't know.
Punch and pie. There's punch and pie.
Punch and pie. Just getting some punch and pie.
I really think Felsic would say it even if you're right there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Why do you ask, Felsic?
No reason at all. Just
Well, I'm sure.
I know you all are very good friends.
We're lovers, Felsic.
Lovers, indeed. Yes.
Yes.
Love.
Just gals being pals.
Just gals being pals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's I'm just interested in that because I am your friend, yes.
Is that what? Are you lonely, Philzik? Do we need to play wingman for you here at this festival? That what's going on?
I am anything but lonely.
Noted. Yes. Oh, you always have Cretan. How could I have been so mistaken?
Yes.
Yes. Hmm.
Just Cretan, yes.
Yes.
I,
Mhm.
I have all of you, of course.
Oh yes. Oh, of course.
Well, how about some more refreshments?
Well,
But I
Deck's
put-
getting punch and pie, so.
Oh, yes.
Oh, are we talking about me? Here, dear.
Yes. Felsic was wondering how our relationship has been going.
Yes. Very well.
Why?
Is it not right for a friend to be concerned with their friends? And
Have we shown anything in our relationship to cause concern?
no concern at all.
Cretan stifles himself.
Well, there's the dark halo, the wings, the eyes, oh, never mind.
Explosions. Let's not forget the explosions
Yes.
and the kidnapping and the,
Yeah.
and the
Well,
visions.
Cretan does make a good point. There is all those things, yes.
Yes.
Oh, what things?
Oh, I'm sorry. The explosions, the identity crises, the everything that's been the
Well,
shit that's
yeah,
been happening
but-
ever since we've met Cretan and Felsic and Uranus and Wolfrek.
Oh, so it sounds like they're the problem.
It does. Yes, that's why everything's fine between us.
At least until the three of you joined our lives.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
None of that happened before then.
Ever. Nothing
Ever.
like this.
Well, perhaps I should leave you two alone then. Yes. And I'll go like behind a tree or something.
Can I incite Felsic to see what the fuck is he trying to get at with these weird ass questions?
I have a,
You can certainly try.
I have a
I'd love to.
natural insight of 17.
My passive insight is 19, but I will make an active
Okay.
one. Plus 9.
I don't think Deck cares enough to make an insight. She's
21.
Like, okay, this
Well,
fucking
plus 9 is
weirdo.
21.
Elzik, are you going to try and hide your intentions?
Yes. Yes.
Roll deception.
Because his true intentions. 14.
To quote the master, he wants you to copulate so he can possibly steal the wand.
Oops. How absurd there, Cretan!
No.
Yes.
This
yes,
is
it's
what
out of
Octavia
character.
gets.
Oh,
Oh.
yes.
Just
Yes.
narrated by Cretan.
Narrated by Cretan. And she goes, she gets an idea. She's like, oh, he's gonna watch, is he? Okay. Let's give him something to watch. She goes, you're right, Deck. It's been too long. We've been traveling, we haven't had hardly a moment alone. Look at that lovely secluded clearing right there. And it's not like terribly secluded, it's like behind a building or something.
Oh no.
With like a very obvious place for Felsic to hide so that he can watch to try to time things.
No.
I mean, I know Octavia well enough to
Mm-hmm.
pick up on something, right?
Something is amiss. You know that much.
I've got a fun new toy.
Oh, do you?
I do. Let's go.
I have to admit, I am intrigued.
Yes, I have something to show you.
You should be careful in the use of that.
And I imagine there's like an outhouse with like a hole in the back of it or something, or like a pile of wood that Felsic's gonna hide behind, and I'm gonna take Deck and I'm going. So I found this wand now. Pull it out. It's supposed to be incredibly potent.
Oh dear.
And then, like, turns so that Felzik can't read the lips and be like, Felzik wants to steal this off of me, and he's trying to get us to copulate, because he assumes I won't have this in my possession while we're having sex, but he doesn't know us terribly well, so.
Clearly not.
No.
No damn thing.
So I think I should attune to this, is what I think.
I think so.
Oh no. I was debating, I'm like, this is either mega cursed, or it's like, just slightly cursed because it was behind that 9th level spell. But either way, mega cursed or no, Felzik probably shouldn't have this with the way he's going.
Maybe.
Unless you want to do it to it, Dak. I'd be willing to, if you like it. One of us should have the wand in this relationship.
Well, we do sort of trade off on that from
We
time
do,
to time.
yes.
Yes. If you would like to, you're more than welcome, but I am not opposed to either way. I'll leave it up to you. You are the one who
Oh.
did the work to get it.
I just opened the I mean, we all suffered the results of Felzik's failing to dispel the spell, and then I just kind of fiddled with it till it opened up, so, I mean, it's fair game. I do already have some magic that I am accustomed to using, though this is probably completely different magic. You have wings and a halo now sometimes, so, you know, we're all going through changes. It's incredibly potent is all I know. It could be also incredibly cursed.
Yes, yes. I am intrigued, especially with the people that are after us.
Yes.
I would not be opposed.
I'm indifferent. We could,
If you are indifferent, then I would like to.
it's like if we're both indifferent, we could rock paper scissors for it.
I'm a little more than indifferent, I think.
All right. Well, then here, you have the
Okay.
wand, and I'll give you a shoulder rub to warm up, and then after you attune,
Perfect.
we can give Felzik a show.
Perfect.
How long is it going to take, Cretan?
Uh,
Gotta Felzik.
it depends on the individuals.
Well, I suppose I can wait as long as they can.
We should confuse him as much as possible. I don't know if he's ever copulated before, as he says.
He's a very strange creature.
He's so strange. Let's just
And-
confuse him, please.
I will attune to the wand.
Okay. Um,
Oh no.
Gonna be great.
It's gonna be terrible no matter who attuned to it.
So how many villagers do they slaughter by tuning this wand?
Every single one.
Ah,
oh no. So, Deck, you attuned to the wand.
Scared. I'm sorry, my dear.
Yes.
I am so sorry.
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
I should have done it. I'm sorry.
1. Gain a level of Celestial Warlock.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh, the
Neat.
angel would be a level of a celestial warlock, wouldn't she?
Congratulations.
Oh no.
You have a friend now.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
welcome to the
Got a
club.
friend in me.
A door appears
Oh,
in the clearing
this.
and opens.
Oh,
Oh, great. I've been summoned.
Dick, did you do that?
I think I did.
Oh.
We have much to discuss. Bring the infernalist.
Can I come too?
Sure.
I don't want to get kidnapped.
The what? He said the infernalist.
The infernalist, the demon summoner. Felzik!
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
What? I wasn't watching.
Of course you weren't.
Yes, I'm right here. What do you have?
We need to have a discussion, apparently.
Oh.
With this
Okay.
charming individual. Your name?
Hello.
You can call me Julian.
Julie. I'm Felsic. Nice to meet you.
Good to see you again, Felsic.
Again?
You know each other?
He wandered in once.
Okay.
Yes. I remember now.
Certainly you do.
You helped us become friends, yes?
Yes.
Good. That's worked out wonderfully.
No, no, it hasn't.
um, and you wish to speak to me?
Wish to speak to all of you, your little merry band. But I must speak to Deknari. You attuned to my former pupil's wand.
Okay.
You have made the contract, and it is now sealed. Congratulations.
Okay.
Can we see this contract? Is that what you would
It was written all over the damn box you opened.
Oh. I read it. It seemed like a spell.
Most mystical contracts are spells.
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay.
Oh, what the hell?
But you attuned to the wand, so now we must deal with each other.
Sure.
Anyway, could we stop standing in this
Yes.
God's forsaken
Oh.
field? And
Yeah, of course.
thank you. As you walk inside, the door closes, and you find yourself in something sort of like a kitschy Addams Family-esque 1950s living room.
Ooh, okay.
Aranis, you leave the glade and you find yourself in the hallway of this with the rest of your group. Wulfric all of a sudden having a raw steak TV dinner on a TV tray sitting in front of him with a knife and fork already in his hands, confused.
We both just appear there.
Yes.
Oh, hi, guys.
What have you done again?
It wasn't me this time. Mostly.
Mostly.
I'm just gonna let her on this blame Felsic. I'm not gonna say anything.
You all are caught up in the machinations of multiple plane-defying individuals, dark and terrible god, and now, because one of you attuned to the damn wand, I actually have to help.
Congratulations.
Indeed.
And you are?
To put it in simple parlance, I am an angel. I'm also a devil, a demon, a guardian, etc., etc.
I meant more so your name.
Julian.
Julian. Okay. Did he say that when we first came in? Did I
Mhm.
just miss?
Yes.
I'm just deaf apparently. Didn't hear that.
Well, maybe I look at Deck like maybe he can answer some of your questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this contract.
Mm-hmm.
Can I know? I did not. I was unconscious when it was read. Can I know something about it? Anything?
I am bound to be your guide,
Oh,
as you are now a guardian of the multiverse.
That sounds like a lot of responsibility, but okay.
Yes.
God, I am Groot.
You already met my previous protege, Iggy.
Iggy. Yo, yes, Iggy. He runs at the side of us.
He was very
does,
nice.
he
I'm
does.
disappointed that he was so afraid of my companions.
He knew what you were all capable of and what was hunting you.
That's
Mm.
fair.
They've
Oh,
had
by the
lots-
way, my people are leaving.
Well,
I
Yes.
find no support here.
Well, there's very little support.
I'm staying though.
Oh,
on
thanks,
you.
Uranus. That's kind of you.
Well, not for you guys, more for the
Oh.
common folk, but you kind of fit
We
in with
we
most
are
of
not
that.
common.
That's
That's
fair.
fair.
So, to put it in the mild case, you need to all kill Runo Stormkirk, kill Olivia Voldarin, and prevent the apocalypse,
Oh.
possibly being intercepted by a transdimensional planeswalking demon and his pals.
Is that Bob? Or
Bob
Obnixus?
Nixilus.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Also, before the light leaves the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a deadline. Wonderful.
Yes, 2 nights ago it was full. Last night it was half.
Yes.
We have an evening.
The Celestis
An evening.
has been toyed with. The arcane mechanism that controls the cycle of day and night on the plane.
Really?
Interesting.
Okay.
You could possibly buy yourself more time, but that would involve your beloved making a physical sacrifice.
What kind of physical sacrifice?
Please elaborate.
It's very unpleasant and involves a lot of blood.
Like all at once?
All at once.
Oh no. There's already enough people who I think want that.
Oh, there's many, including the god.
Why does everyone want my girlfriend so much?
Because she is of the blood of the Forbidden Choir,
Which is
the Archangel Lisa, something like that. One who sided long ago with one of the demons of the plane. She was for her troubles and locked away. The Avacyn told the other angels that she destroyed her, but, well, once you make a deal with the demon, unless they actually void the contract in full, demonic pacts usually keep their people around because, well, how can we make you suffer and do our bidding if you're dead? So she is gradually reforming right now, but whoever has her blood can possibly co-opt her power.
Is that the wings and the black halo?
Yes, it's your angelic side manifesting in representation of the return of the Archangel.
Right.
well, at least we figured out your family thing.
Right.
So,
So-
why does Olivia want her and the every other vampire families?
Again,
Is
Want
it
her-
just because they want to stop the? Oh, right.
power of the blood.
How do I harness the power of my blood or Lysel's blood?
It's already kind of happening, but on a slower pace because, well, you are partly mortal. Can't quite do all that while you have all that mortality tied to you.
Is that part of the sacrificing something to come into it?
It's funky, all your different planes have different rules, and Innistrad is obtuse at the best of times.
Not wrong.
That's an accurate description of Innistrad. So,
Kill Bruno Stormkirk. Well, Wolfrock would be delighted. And Olivia Voldaren. That is a tall order.
At least metaphysically inconvenience them while they reform their power bases and bodies.
Oh,
Well, I've
who's
played
that?
some time.
See. Well, we can
Or you can all of a sudden learn, lithomancy and stick somebody in a wall.
No, I think the Markovs have already done that. Had that happen.
Oh yes, the manor still floats to this very day.
Yes. Don't think that's quite an option for us.
so
Like,
tell me a little bit more about this sacrifice to stop or slow down the process.
Oh, that would involve the people who are keyed to the plane making a blood sacrifice or retrieving the key.
What key?
The moon cylinder key. It's missing.
What does it look like?
it's a key.
And who?
I'm gonna
are
pull out my key ring of random keys that I don't know where they go to. Oh, good. Thank God. I was gonna be like, oh no, I've had this the whole time.
Mhm.
Okay. I do have a weird mystery gothic trinket. It hasn't come in yet.
It's fair. And who are the people who are keyed to the plane?
Markovs.
Oh. So it's not a me sacrifice, it'd be a you sacrifice.
Ooh.
Lot
Nice.
blood, all at once.
Ooh. Like a death amount of blood?
I don't know. I don't have the schematics of the Celestis.
Put back in.
That's not quite how that works.
Maybe blood transfusion.
But
I mean, if you're drinking blood at the time that you're bleeding out, can you just kind of rotate it through?
Yes, if I'm sipping on deck and while simultaneously bleeding out.
I'm not here to kink shame you. I'm just here to try and guide you to save the plane.
And I'm trying not to die while doing so.
I guess that's important.
It is to me. At the very least. Probably more than one person in this room.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Also, I need to ask a favor for you to stop the rise of Carthus. He's not supposed to be, stomping around the plane for at least another decade.
Oh, the one that they keep chanting about?
Yes, the one that they've been corrupted by.
Can we uncorrupt from that, by the way?
No, that's not how corruption works.
Shit.
We're not corrupted.
Maybe, maybe cleansing? Ooh, I do hate church.
That would involve genuine repentance, and I think that is
Ew.
beyond the two of you.
Eh.
That makes it quite difficult to go after Runo.
You don't say.
Well,
we
Felzik's
can
only
kill
going to
Felzik
get
now.
more corrupt from here. So,
Wait, why are we killing Felsic?
He's corrupted by the same thing that Runo is backing.
Oh, is
Runo
that
was
what's
trying to
happening?
That's why Runo
summon the dark and terrible god to.
don't know who's off his rocker. a little bit, I
Wolfric
didn't
smelled
realize it was that
Bruno on
much.
the book and smells Felsic in the book.
Listen,
We found the book there, Bruno.
a lot of things have been happening that I do not understand. So
That's fair.
It's more that you don't care, let's be honest.
See, the source of the corruption
fair.
is gone. The book has been stolen.
You have the book.
You have the book?
you have the book. How do you
got
have the book?
back? Where
I-
did the Burlap Menace take it?
I summoned the book.
You can summon the book.
Yes, Creighton told me about it.
Cretin.
I have to serve both masters.
I'm
I
taking you off the
would
do not
like-
kill list.
Oh,
As you
do
say
we
that,
all do we all
I
like,
want. I'm gonna punch the shit out of Cretan.
I'm literally
I
doing
want
a
him to go
cantrip
away.
attack on Cretan immediately.
We're just.
I'm not gonna make you roll.
punch
Between
spell.
everyone, it's like There's an uppercut off of Felsik's shoulder, and then there is just this vine that pierces Cretan's shell, and Cretan is no more for the time being.
He's not going to make it through one episode.
He was trying.
He was trying real
He was
hard.
doing good
If
until
he
he helped you
wasn't
summon that
corrupted,
damn
he could
book.
have stayed.
Yeah, if he was just a devil.
I mean,
He'd
if
have
he
been
was back to
fine.
being Cretan, but he was a poor clawed crab thing.
Had to read the goddamn book again.
Now, send the
Yes,
book
you need
away.
to stop
Felsic.
reading that book.
I really would like to keep the book.
That's the
Clearly, you
corruption.
can't be trusted with it.
I promise I won't read it.
You're a liar.
I don't believe you.
I promise I won't read it for 5 minutes.
Send the book away, Felsic.
Compulsive liar.
I don't think I can.
Other people could destroy the book.
No. No.
Can you
But the-
destroy the book, Julian?
No, I cannot.
Oh.
Oh shit.
It's
How
an
hard is
artifact
it-
bound to the plane.
Oh, how hard is it to destroy?
We put it on a different plane?
Artifacts, for the most part, only have one means of their destruction. I
Oh.
don't know with the book because I am not a part of the cult.
Fair.
Religion.
Religion. Not a cult, it's a religion.
Technically, religions have more followers. This is cult.
We're gaining followers.
No, we should not gain any more. I'm corrupt enough.
Besides, should Kothas rise, that means his mother also shows up, and you do not want to meet Kothas' mother.
Oh, okay.
Ian, the
Well-
one that's in the moon?
Would
No,
killing
the one,
her-
the comet that's being summoned.
Comet? There's a comet now? Oh my.
would killing Runo
We were
stop
out of the-
Karthus from being summoned?
We were out of the loop on the comment.
Yes.
I've been out of the loop on apparently everything.
How do we
So
stop
Well, you've been kidnapped
Karthus?
an awful lot.
You
that
have.
is
Yes.
true. That is true.
All right. Well, I guess it's stop Bruno and Karthus first, or Olivia first.
Yeah, but we're not going to be able to stop Bruno because both of you are liabilities.
I'm way less corrupted than Delsic.
And
I'm
when you stab your girlfriend because Bruno says so, you're going to feel terrible about it.
I would.
Well, I do have a powerful new wand.
Too.
Please just don't go waving that around. It causes problems.
Is it
So
too?
don't use it. I'm gonna put it in my boot.
No, no, no,
Oh, wait,
no, no.
this-
You
same
are
way I-
allowed to use it. Just don't get stolen or destroyed. That can cause significant issues.
Right. Protect with life. Got it.
Does it explode horribly if broken?
It means that I cannot help this plane any longer.
We would like your
Pretty much
help with
condemning
the
it.
plane.
No.
Would be greatly appreciated.
All right. So how do we buy us enough time? I guess. The question.
Delightful that involves some sort of blood sorcery. I'm not an expert.
Are you sure that you want to do this?
Well, it's the plane goes to shit again, or we do some weird blood thing.
And then
I
go.
mean, we
kill some people?
technically just need a Markov. Doesn't I mean? Wait, what if we got the guy who kidnapped you?
How?
first kidnapping.
Yes,
Yes, the first
kidnapping.
person that kidnapped me.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he wants to kidnap you again now that you've awakened or whatever. Maybe or now that you're ready.
There's going to be so many different powerful individuals on the plane that's going to want to drain you of all your blood.
Great.
Well, I can't let you get drained of all your blood, so I guess we can drain a lot of mine.
I mean,
So I'll
It's not
find the
really-
key.
it's not really your blood. I mean, you take it from everyone else.
I have to replenish. All right.
Do we know where we can find this key?
Yes. key?
It's on the plane. Hasn't left.
Oh, well, that makes it very easy now. So
So, do we need the key and the blood ritual? Or
No, just one or the other.
one or the other.
Oh, I'd really like the key.
can I roll a history check to see if I recognize any mention in my travels of the key?
Oh, by all means.
Silver.
Can I make a history check as well to see if my family mentioned it at all ever?
Sure.
15.
Sure.
It
I'm
was sitting on the
proficient in
16 and I
history.
got an 8 instead.
Oh! I got a nat 20!
Okay. So
So 26 total.
Moonsilver Key has a number of properties, and because of this, not everyone knows the existence of the Celestis. That's pretty well kept secret by the Markovs. But the key acts as sort of a skeleton key for one.
Okay.
Open any door. Two, if used in certain blood rituals, it could possibly increase a vampire's potency.
Okay.
And because of its mystical unlocking properties, could also possibly allow someone to dream walk, unlocking someone's consciousness and allowing someone into the scheme of dreams.
Okay.
That's what you know.
I regurgitate that information.
So Markov would have the key, right?
Originally, but I am fairly certain that that has changed.
What makes you so certain that's changed?
Because, floating manor and man in wall.
Well, maybe
We're
he
not really
saw
sure he's
someone
in the
take
ward.
the key. We knows who has it. Oh, if anyone was to have the key on this plane, and if it was in the Markov estate originally, I think it would be Olivia.
Well, if I was a blood-sucking tyrant, I would definitely want to increase my potency.
Right, so we kill Olivia first, try to get the key, and if that doesn't work, then we just drain me and then kill Runo.
Well, we really don't have a lot of time. It took us 10 days to get here.
The
Yes.
horses.
We do have
I am compelled to be able to be your freaking taxi for this.
Yay! No walking!
that you made for 6 months.
Great, I made the Infernalist happy. That's so great as a divine entity.
Thank you.
Really, I'm sorry we're having to ask you of these things.
I am
Appreciate your
compelled.
assistance.
Yeah.
My divine girlfriend's very appreciative.
So I have a question. You are compelled to help us, and you said
Well, you really.
me, yes, and I will be a multiplanar
Guardian.
guardian. What does that require? Like after we, save Innistrad, what do you expect of me?
I will be then throwing you to every single major conflict across the multiverse that needs to be prevented for a period of time.
Okay,
Can I
I'm
come
good
with?
at punching things.
Job security.
Yeah. Yeah, can I bring Octavia with me?
Does she get a +1?
I guess.
Great, then I'm fine. I can absolutely do that for you. Right, so kill Olivia, find
Yes.
the key.
She did want to see
Possibly.
us.
10 days
did.
ago, you said it was nearly impossible for us to consider even hurting Olivia.
Apparently we have to do the impossible or die, so...
I already expected to die
So-
when I came back, so I guess there's really not much of changing.
So we attempt the impossible
Yes,
or
we can.
die.
Yes.
Or die.
Or attempt the impossible and die.
Oh, yes.
But death is always an
But
option.
death seems to be the constant option.
Yes.
Entropy always wins in the end.
Either way, we're dead. So possibly.
Right. Well, I suppose we should go to see Octavia, see if she has the. Or Octavia, I'm Octavia. Olivia, see if she has the key, and then. Kill her, go from there. I'm sure this won't be well, you just said kill or greatly inconvenience, maim, maybe, perhaps, slow down.
Considering all the different artifacts and deals Olivia has made, I'm not even certain if you behead her and put her head on a spike in front of the sun, you'll kill her.
Noted. Right.
But we can kill her for a time.
You can physically and metaphysically
And
inconvenience
after
her
doing
for a
that, I'll
period.
want to get off this plane probably anyway. So it's a good thing
Yeah.
you're now like a guardian of the plane of
Multiverse.
Multiverse. Yes.
Whatever that is.
The Voldarans are going to be pissed. Although they shouldn't
Yeah.
come after the Stormcirks if they think Markov did it.
It's very true.
Oh,
Technically,
do you
a
know
Markov will be doing it.
Yes. Do you know? You seem to know a lot of things. Could you have us clarify who the fuck my parents were?
Your mother is the sister of Soren Markov. Your father is your father.
He was my dad. I look at Uranus and I point.
Good.
Huh. Right.
So that's why your clan dislikes your father,
Yeah, apparently.
because you
Ah,
created
that was-
another line of Markovs.
It's politically inconvenient, I suppose. I was like half vampire, so like she's human. Was human.
She was one of the few holdouts of the Markov line.
I see. Well, guess there's no chance of meeting Mum then. Well, there's always Dad. I have a lot to tell him. Okay, let's go kill the Voldaran.
Jolly good with that. And he just leans over to Deknari. So you want to keep the vampire with you for your foreseeable future?
Preferably, yes.
And your other friends.
Eh.
I'm just here for the
We've
saving.
been
of the
together
plan.
a decade. All right, it's love.
Fine. I guess I need to give you a blessing so you don't die. And he just smacks you upside the head
Oh,
and gain a level of barbarian.
me?
Yes.
Barbarian. Okay.
I
All
love
right.
it.
This could be interesting.
Yeah, I got
I-
a fighter level, so I mean we're all having some fun here.
Just an
Yeah.
angry ranger.
Rage Ranger.
Ugh, a rager.
Yeah, there's some hardness in the blood.
Yeah.
Now I'll just deposit you right in the middle of Olivia's mansion and you can all have fun. When you need to
Question.
escape, just use the wand.
Use the wand. Perfect.
All right.
Question. It's the festival night, right?
Currently, in that section of the plane through that door.
Would it
Barbarian.
technically be King and Queen Day then
Yes.
as well?
Oh, yes.
Wonderful.
Great. Okay.
What exactly does that mean? I'm
Oh,
not
King
familiar.
and Queen
So-
Day. Would you like to tell them, Deck? No, I'll let you tell them.
Yeah, so Olivia, once a year, throws a party where she has a king and a queen selected out of their human population
Mhm.
and takes them to her castle and gives them anything and everything they ask for. The one thing they cannot have is to leave. And then at the end, all the vampires feed on them and they die.
People agree to that, or does she force them?
No.
No.
This is her. She created this holiday.
Yes.
This is her.
Oh,
It is not willing.
and tonight is the everybody eat the king and queen night.
Yes.
So it's going to be an entire army of vampires inside the castle.
Yes.
Yes.
To be fair, I don't think they'd be expecting an attack tonight. So
I don't think
Most
they need to expect it. They're vampires. They just are little weapons waiting to be used.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I thought we had a slim chance in one of the hells. I think this is a suicide mission at this point.
Maybe.
There's always blood sorcery.
We have to get rid of Lydia anyways, don't we?
Well, it would help things.
See? Help.
During this party, we sneak in and we
None of us are humans, so they won't mistake us for the king and the queen. We can just...
I look like
blend
a
in.
tree
for
or a
not
human.
vampires.
we procure the key.
You can do that.
We're busy. Yes.
You can try and be stealthy about it, but given your track record, I wouldn't say it would succeed.
Ugh.
Yes, I'm not. I don't have high hopes for that particular.
What if we
Pursuit.
waited until after the party when Olivia's alone?
And waste the limited time we have.
It's either that or jump into a castle full of vampires.
I mean,
Well,
don't get
the
me wrong.
ritual is going to last quite a while if I...
Or we could do the blood ritual, slow down the time limit, and then go kill her.
I don't. What I know of blood rituals, doubtful she would survive.
do like surviving.
Well, I'll leave you all to decide your fates. I'm going to go and have cake.
All right, then.
If you want to go to the blood ritual, that's through the door by the stuffed bear. If you want to go to Olivia's, upstairs, big yellow door.
Thank you.
All right.
He's such a nice guy. I like him.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh boy. I think he has more hate for me than that doll.
Meanwhile,
oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
we just see the doll in Ashiok's hands.
Persuaded
Oh.
Lind.
We are going to make such beautiful nightmares together.
Yeah.
And that's where we'll end tonight's episode.
Oh boy.
Oh no! That's not good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Whew. Okay then. Well, yeah, this is what a doozy. We got
Yeah.
2 episodes left, y'all. After the that's 1 episode for each entity we have to deal with. I'm sure it'll be fine. But we'll give it our best shot. It'll be great. We're gonna go around. We're gonna say who we are, where we can find you, and favorite moments of tonight. We'll start with our illustrious game master. I think that's a good place to start.
All right. Hello, everybody. Pope World Bill here. Pope World Bill on Twitter. Pope World Bill on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams and occasionally screams. I had an absolutely delightful time, and just getting to see the end scene with coming down, dealing with the ramifications of the identity crisis, the moonshine, and harpooning a book. It was just absolutely delightful. And just seeing all of y'all's interplay, and the team of drunk Deknari and drunk Aranis, it will forever live in my heart. That was absolutely delightful. And I can't wait to see how you survive what's coming.
Yeah.
Otherwise, keep an eye on the Twitter. That's where you'll find upcoming projects and whatnot. But thank you all for being here. We're live via YouTube story is nothing without its audience. They're as much part of this as we are. And one thing I've learned within the past 2 years is you need good people in your life, and these are all good people. Follow them, keep watching them, keep supporting, and I'll see you around next time.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Deknari, my love, my darling.
Yes, I'm fantastic. Deknari, not as much. I, however, had a blast. I'm Nuggetosaurus. You can find me here. This is the only place I ever, play, which is not a bad thing. I fucking love it. You can find me here on Mondays and Tuesdays playing in our various games. We're doing one-shots and stuff right now and short shots. You can also find me here on Wednesdays playing in our Good Society game where shit's getting spicy, and it's going to be interesting. This week we're doing our visitations. So some things are going to happen. I'm very excited. There's murder, there's, romance, but like a love quadrangle. It's weird. It's very weird. You can also find me here on the occasional Saturday when we play in our Aliens game. Ma'am, can you not sit on my keyboard, please? Thank you. And then that's it. Those are the only 4 games I play in. My favorite part was just Felsic. Just like, you always make the best characters, and they're always insane in different ways, and I love it. And Felsic I hate him, but I love him. So I'm very excited to see what ways he fucks us over in the future. It'll be great.
It'll be great. Who else can't wait to see how Felsic fucks us over in the future? Uranus Uadrana.
Yes, I'm Deception Check playing Uranus Uadrana, the Hexblood Druid fighter now. You can find me here tonight. For now, Aliens when we have it. Tuesdays as it's going. We've got some things in the works. As soon as this is over and we take a quick break, we'll be starting up a new campaign this evening on the same night, Mondays. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll be the DM again, as I have been for the past couple of years. Favorite part tonight. Honestly, I love our little burlap friend. He is absolutely amazing. Just like you've seen horror movies, when they have the military convoy going down the road and suddenly everything just goes to hell and people disappear and the one guy survives and steps outside and it's a charnel house of just gore. And actually being in a scene like that was absolutely amazing. And to be drunk with Deknari and not really paying attention to any of it made it even that much better. But of course, the gold medal always goes on every episode to Felsic. Our chaos demon, D20 coup de grace, he is the highlight of every show, no matter how he's playing or what he's doing. So thank you. This is a blast.
Thank you. And speaking of Felsic, how are you this evening?
I'm doing just fine. I'm not so sure about Felsic, but yes, I'm D20 coup de grace. You can find me here Mondays, Tuesdays, and sometimes in a game on Saturdays, alien game. Okay, I really loved the part where poor Cretan turned into a crab. And of course, the after we got arrested on the trail, just that was not what I was planning. I was hoping to get the doll in a box so I could grab my book, but it turned out all right. And just the whole epicness of what's going on right now, I'm really enjoying.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Wulfric Hemming is also wonderful, and his favorite part was eating food and being a werewolf, as per usual. Fortunately, work stuff happens, but we should have him back with us next week for the entire session, I hope, because it should at least be day shift. If not, I think he's actually off, so that works. And then there's me, Octavia Stormkirk. Storm Markov. She's having a time. But you know, it's nice to get some confirmation about who your parents are when weird shit starts happening and you start favoring one side over the other. You know, it happens. My favorite parts was, again, everything Felsic, because it is a treat. Just the pourings of the moonshines between Uranus and Dek was brilliant and beautiful. I also just loved some of the cutaways to the NPCs. Like, I loved Olivia being like, who is the owner of that doll? I need to know by dawn. And since it was, you know, nighttime possibly, and Mr. Dream Ashiok man was like talking to Linda in her dream, the answer could have come back up. So, excuse me, Miss Olivia Voldaren, ma'am. Ashiok is the owner of that doll, and she'd probably be like, fuck. But I don't know, because she could be like, oh, well, that's interesting. What the fuck's he messing with my shit? I don't know. Who knows? But I was entertained by it. I was also entertained by Deknari mamming the Vines lady, being like, ma'am, we are having a moment. You're gonna kidnap us anyway. We can give us 5 minutes. And just the guy being like, okay. I thought that was hilarious. Getting stinked out of the house, out of the inn, was entertaining. There's just so much good stuff about tonight. Oh, and Felsic and Cretan scheming together about how can we make them copulate. It was just brilliant and beautiful and wonderful, and I loved everything about it, and I'm gonna be very sad when this game is over, but these characters will live on in our hearts forever. And I'm gonna make some cards. You know, fine. We're gonna get art. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be awesome. But anyways, you can find me here, online, on my channel, here, Left with Lindy. For the next 2 Mondays, we'll have this, and then after that, we will do our next D&D campaign, which will be interesting, with all new characters. And then on Tuesdays, for another week or two, we will be having one-shots, and then we'll be getting into our new short-term campaign that Travis is going to run. And on Wednesdays, we have our Good Society game through the summer. And then on the occasional Saturday, when, you know, we have Travis, so we can schedule things, is Aliens, which will hopefully be later this month, but who knows? Thank you, everyone, so much for playing and for GMing. And thank you all so much for watching. You are wonderful, beautiful people. And until next time, have fun. Bye.